coolairaustralia.com.au.
Afternoon, got a real schmozzle at Darlington at the moment. Nasty crash on the Southern Expressway as you're heading up the hill. Massive delays, about 25 minutes at the moment. Avoid it if you can. At Hillbank, got a concrete spill. That's less than ideal too. This one's on Blacktop Road near Williams Road. And at Hampstead Gardens, blackout affecting lights at the intersection of North East Road and Muller Road. Camera 2 today, Burton Road, Paralowie. Looking for the best of SA, great specials, cheap eats and live music? Find it at the markets. Adelaide Central Markets open every Tuesday till Saturday and late night Fridays. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, partly cloudy tomorrow, 36. Saturday, showers 31. Sunday, showers 26. Right now, it's 34 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, why former SA cop who admitted to explicit online chatting with a teenage boy won't be jailed. The statistics revealing why older drivers are more at risk of dying on SA roads. A Black Friday sales trick, how to stack your discounts on everyday basics. Plus, we're live to Melbourne for the local prospects on night 2 of the draft. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little fuck!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
It's a beauty!
Great to have you this afternoon at 5 after 4. A life-changing night last night for 27 young men, and there's more opportunities to come as everybody's footy club, I reckon they've received a renewed sense of hope for the future. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy. The 24 AFL draft, you said. Yep, first round last night. 27 players found a new home, another 50-odd tonight from 6:30, and then the rookie draft tomorrow. All clubs left AFL House smiling like a Cheshire cat. Never seen a Cheshire cat, but my mum said they have a smile from ear to ear. Timmy G, welcome.
Yes. Haven't watched Alice in Wonderland?
No, I know. That's right, yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. I think everybody would be happy, I think, with the Sid Draper selection, first of all.
I think so. Well, let's get to them second. I want to ask you. Joe Berry is Port's pick. What do you think?
Well, it was a surprise. There was no names mentioned prior, and certainly Joe's name wasn't in around the mix of that selection. Now, what I then did was go back to our interview with Parks, Jeff Parker,
yes,
and he said, because the question was asked, when you get to your selection, do you go for needs or do you go for position? Or he said, no, we go to the best player that we rate,
the next best talent,
next best, and that was Joe Berry, who hadn't been picked up, so they wanted him badly. Now,
they traded up for
so
him.
much so, they traded pick 45 and 16 to get to 15.
Yeah.
Now,
to move one spot.
When I woke up, I thought to myself,
well, hello.
Why? Why did that happen? So, done some homework.
You made a few calls, as you do, Timmy, because you're a professional.
Correct. And it turns out that, and there's a bit of an article written about it, I think, in Perth, the Dockers were after Berry. They wanted him bad. They were going to do a deal with West Coast, and they were going to get Berry. And, of course, Port found out and said, no, you're not doing that. They've used 45 to get him. So he must be really rated highly by the Port Adelaide recruiting team. And that puts a lot of confidence in me saying, wow, they've worked hard to get him. He must be a good little player. So I think, we all watch the highlight reels of all the players. They all look like Gary Ablett Senior. The highlight reel is really misleading.
A highlight reel.
Exactly.
It's called a highlight reel for a reason.
For a reason, that's right. So that can be misleading. But they watch a lot of football, and this is what we do. We put our faith in their system of watching and knowing what they want, and if they think he was the best player at that point, well, they worked hard to get him, and they got him.
Here's young Joe.
I have no idea until my name was read out, so yeah, it's a fair bit of surprise and a lot of great players and coaches and resources there, so I'm just going to pick their brains and get to work.
We're going to speak to him after 4:30. He sounds like a terrific lad. I had a look at his bio and had a look at his thing. He can play. Look, he's A-League, of course, it's all that. Now, this is the thought I've got. Rosie drifts forward, Butters drifts forward, Jason Horn-Francis, but they're midfielders. So they're midfielders that can go forward. Sam Powell-Pepper's back. Not a bad little high half forward.
That's a good.
Willie Rioli's not a bad little forward pocketer. Jed McEntee, they love him. Played most games. They went and got Joe Richards from Collingwood. What's he? A small forward. Now they got Joe Berry.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, wowee.
Yeah, and that was part of the surprise for me, was another small forward. Again, they must know something I don't know, and I think they're picking this lad that he's good enough to play this year. So it's not as if they're putting him into the sample and saying, oh, let's see him develop. No. I think they think he's good enough to play this year. So you know what? That's pressure on Spots. Plus, I'm pretty sure he can go through the midfield. Now, we'll ask him that when we talk to him.
Good.
But I think that is... and he's not your classic small forward. So the wizard at Hawthorn's only 170 centimetres. This guy's 181.
He's a nice size.
He's at least, just under a 6 footer. So
beautiful kid.
Yeah, he's a hybrid, which is great. That's a very key word these days.
But again, if you have a look at the modern teams, the ones that are toward the top, they all have those hybrid forwards that can run through the midfield. Look at Hawthorn.
Yeah.
There's your template. Look at what Geelong do. They get up the ground and down. They're elite. They're like having an extra midfielder.
Yeah. What I have seen, left footer and good kick, they normally are sought after, aren't they?
Yeah. Crows got their local lad. We're always into him. I'm pretty sure about that. A great pick at 4. His name is Sid Draper. As we know, exciting. He's fast. He's inside. He's out. Works both ways. Born leader. Is like young Joe, AFL ready. I think he's a 200-plus gamer. I know that's a ridiculous thing to say, but he presents that way. Have a listen.
It hasn't sunk in yet, but I'm sure it will over the coming days. I'm ecstatic right now. It just means so much. It's hard to put into words. You grow up watching them, as your team, and you support them, and you want the best for them, and to be at the club as well, and I'm going to want the best for them as well, and I'm going to do everything I can so we can get that success. So, yeah, it's just so special.
How good's that? How good is that?
I know it's a throwaway line. He's a 200 gamer, but I reckon Sam is the epitome of what the modern day AFL kid is.
I think you're right.
And he's like everything. I reckon his attention to detail on the best he could possibly be at every facet of being an AFL player. This guy will do it. I think he's born leader. You can see that already in him. Yep. And he's got the class to go with it.
Yeah. Okay, so the Crows, Alex Neil-Bullen in. Isaac Cumming in. James Peatling in. They now got Sid Draper. They get Tyler.
I know where you're going here. This is your little shopping list.
Should I stop?
No, I know where you're going. You're saying tonight.
Well, if you're a Crows tragic, you'd have to be very, very happy with the ends. They're a better team today than what they were last round of this year. Would you agree with that? Now, here's the thing that I sort of want to put out there. Crows have 58 and 74. I think they'll get Tyler Welsh, or they'll bid for him father-son, but that's okay. There's no bids. He can slip through to the rookie because they've got another spot that they can use. Porter got 33, 38, 94. You got any idea who they're after, by the way?
No. Not after last night, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So, if I say any names, they're going to be completely wrong.
That's right, because we don't know. People think they got intel.
That's why, when Park says, we know where our high rating is, that's for them to know, not us.
That's right.
Doesn't matter.
That's right. So the next pick tonight, 6:30 apparently, on Fox, Richmond have 28, Bulldogs 29 and 31, West Coast 30, then St Kilda, Porter at 33. Now, you know that I've been into this ruckman. I think the Crows, if there's a little gap, I'd like to see it be a ruckman, and there's that young lad called
Dodson.
Alex Dodson,
yes.
Correct way. Now, this was the move last night that really caught me. North Melbourne last night, because it's live bidding, live trading, which you can still do now before every draft if you want to, every draft pick. They traded their future first-round pick. Now, most people think North Melbourne will finish bottom 4.
Well, it's unpredictable.
Well, okay, bottom 8.
Say bottom 6.
Bottom 6.
Bottom 6.
So that could be pick 1 to pick 6. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Even if it's pick 8.
Yeah.
It's a first-round pick. They traded that to Richmond live last night for pick 27 and a future second.
Which a lot of people were shocked at.
We're absolutely shocked because a bloke by the name of Alistair Clarkson lives for today, and he saw a kid on the table still that he likes. His name was Matt Whitelock. Was he one of the twins?
He is. He's the defender.
He's the key defender.
Yeah.
Anyway, they got him at pick 27.
Yeah.
That's called having a crack. And I'm a bit like Alistair Clarkson. I'm about now. And I think my club, the Crows, should be about now.
I think you're assuming a lot that Alistair Clarkson's got a lot to do with this.
Well, he might have a bit of an influence, but from everything you hear, he's got a fair... He rules with an iron fist.
He does, but I think that, again, a tall defender sometimes takes time. We're not talking an instant mid,
All right.
are we?
Well, all right. Well, I don't know who did it. It might have been a collective group, but it would have been the list manager and all those sort of things. But they've gone in hard for that pick.
But they've sacrificed a lot.
They have.
And that means Richmond potentially next year can have maybe 2 picks in the top 5.
There you go. So win-win, all that sort of stuff. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I like the cut of that jib. I like the inference of that. I like what they've done. And I'm just thinking, for the Crows to have had a magnificent off-season, and I'm very happy with what they've done, don't get me wrong, double thumbs up, I'll never bag list management again. I like to see the Crows have the same sort of approach.
Can you cut that up, please?
Are they allowed to do that? Because they don't have a second rounder next year at the moment.
No,
Are they allowed to throw their first rounder away?
Well, this is what I'd do. You can check the validity of this.
See, yeah.
But I'd give you up my first rounder next year. Now, I think the Crows could make the... well, if they make the finals, it'll be great. If they don't, it'll be far out.
But it could be a top 10 pick still.
You know what I'm saying?
If you finish 6th,
but here I'm
top
going.
10.
I'd try and trade that to the Dogs for either their 29 or 31. Try and entice them. They got 2. They got picked 29 and 31. I would try to entice them for that so that they can get Alex Dodson.
Wow. All right.
I'm just saying that. I think that's called having a crack.
It
I don't
is.
mind having a crack.
The other theory could be allow Alex to be picked up elsewhere and go and get him 3 years down the track.
Well, I think a lot of people try and do that. Doesn't always work that way. I think
Especially
they
with
wanted
Talls.
They wanted to do that
Talls.
with Heath Grundy.
Yeah.
Where'd he end up?
But at least you get a look at that.
Yeah.
At least you get a look at it.
So the AFL rules, just quickly before you move on, a future first and second round pick can only be traded away from your team if you're able to acquire an additional first or second round pick back. So you have to be able to get at least one or the other for the next year.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so the Crows go, I'll give you, which is what North did, I'll give you our first round, but you've got to give me back a second rounder.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should do if
so,
you were to do
I'd
that.
look at
Yes.
that list, Richmond Bulldogs, West Coast, St Kilda report, and see who's got a second
Make a
round and
deal.
who's willing to do it. Now, there were 9 extra picks. So you say it's a first round, you think, well, okay, there's 18. But there was a father-son, Levi Ashcroft. There was academy picks. That was Leonardo Lombard, went to the Gold Coast. North had 2 assistant package selections that were on trade to Sydney and Richmond. St Kilda pick 8, Josh Battle, that was the compo pick. 9 extra picks. And I thought that must have been a blooming record. But it wasn't. Back in 2011, the first round went for 30 picks because GWS had picked 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But that's a compromise. That was a compromised draft this year.
Yeah. Well,
that was even worse.
2011 was very
And
compromised.
I thought, well, 29, that's a lot. Last year there was 30.
There you
So
go.
anyway, first test starts tomorrow in Perth, Australia v India. It's a 5-test series. Winning the first in Perth would be huge. Here's Paddy Cummins.
Yeah, I think for about half the change room we haven't won the Border Gavaskar, so it's kind of one of the last things to tick off, I think, for a lot of us. I also think, almost every challenge that we've had thrown at us over the last few years, we've stepped up and done well. I think to do that for another year, another home summer, would kind of cement this rather than just being a 2 or 3 season thing. It's suddenly, into a half generation thing.
Have your say, 82230000, $50 Powers voucher. Porter, you happy with your little small forward? You're going to have a little mosquito fleet next year. Crows, for me, have got a little bit of newfound hope. 7 years out of the finals. They've got Super Sid at 4. 10 other first-round picks. Go through them. There's some good names there. A diamond opening fixture, 6 of their first 9 at home. Can we use the F word?
Well, John's unique home-style food tech says it all. Can you feel it, Rowey?
No, not playing that.
That's the first time I've ever heard him say that.
No.
Oh, wow. 18 after 4 is a changed man.
I've got to... I'm so glad they got Sid Draper. I've got a bit of a spring in my step. And I will never bag that list management again.
Crows fans, share your feelings on the back of last night. 82230000 is the number. We'd love to hear your excitement if there is some. Crows and Port's new draftees, Sid Draper and Joe Berry, who we've just been speaking about, are going to join us between 4:30 and 5, so stay tuned to hear from your new draftees. Caroline Wilson at 5, Merv Hughes is coming up ahead of the first test, and we have, of course, another chance for you to get on the standby list for that cruise to Singapore. It's 18 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
She's Melbourne's most connected footy journo. And each Thursday, Caroline Wilson joins Rowey and Timmy on the 5AA Sports Show. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you are thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these two Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $598. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16 gig of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, get outdoors and hit the road. ACET Transport Solutions is growing and they need more drivers to keep their promise of perfect service. So, if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with the team at ACET Transport Solutions. Visit acetransport.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
I love this every year, Rowey. This happens, and it is absolutely awesome. You don't want to miss out on it because the big race was run and won on Sunday. We know that, the FIVEAA 500. But you know what it means? The big race plant sale is well underway.
It's like Christmas, this plant
sale.
I've been down there a couple of times with Jodie because she likes the palms and everything.
Because you know
they're high
can
quality.
cost $1, though, can't they?
Oh, my God.
Not here.
It's great. Make no mistake, the FIVEAA Adelaide 500 plant sale is the biggest plant sale for the year, and it's on right now at Vic Park. And those plants at the Adelaide 500 stands, marquees and corporate hospitality areas, they are all set to go. And honestly, they are pure quality.
They are, and they all have to go. You know, not one of them has to stay there. They want to move them on. This is a once-a-year opportunity to pick up top-quality decorative indoor and flowering plants, gardenias, ferns, hedging plants, feature trees, including the Fuchsia lyrata, and the topiaries, the drought-tolerant plants, and more. And they're all at ridiculous prices.
Well, I think it's the ficus.
Ah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I prefer the ficus.
Yeah. Jimmy, same. Make sure you get in early for great
ridiculous
bargains.
pronunciations.
Yeah, it really is a once-in-a-year opportunity. The FIVEAA Adelaide 500 plant sale on now until Sunday. It's at Vic Park. Enter through Gate 1. It's easy to do.
End of Halifax
all
Street.
Spread out. Well done. Halifax Street, get in there.
Harris Scarf sale is on now. Friends enjoy exclusive offers like 30 to 60% off full-priced cookware, dinnerware, kitchenware and more, plus 10 to 60% off full-priced kitchen appliances. Hurry, sale ends soon. Conditions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Better luck next year, guys.
We stink.
No, we don't. We just need better players.
Pull up stumps and head to Sip and Save. Turn a loss into a win with your teammates' favourites, including Heinz Superdry 30-pack cans for $59.99 and Corona Extra 2x12 packs for $56.99. Plus 1 litre bottles of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey or Jameson Irish Whiskey at just $69.99. You can expect more from Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service. Prices may vary in country areas.
Sip and Save.
There's more in store.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 23 minutes after 4 here on this Thursday. 82230000 ahead of Sid Draper and Joe Berry. We'll take your calls very shortly. We'll get those boys on. New to AFL on the back of the draft last night. Is there a renewed sense of hope for your footy club? We'd love to get your thoughts. $50 Powers voucher up for grabs. Let's check your traffic.
Afternoon breakdown to look out for at Crayford West, the freeway down track near the tunnels. Modbury crash, Reservoir Road near North East Road, and another smash at Regency Park South Road near Grand Junction Road. Big on this afternoon, a nasty smash at Darlington. She's on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill. 25-minute delays are avoided if you can with the camera Adams Road at Craigmore. One epic deal, shop electronics, home, toys, beauty and more at the Amazon Black Friday sales on now until the 2nd of December. Visit amazon.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Okie dokie. There's a number of texts coming through, and please keep them coming in. Unique Homestyle Food text. Wonder what the stutterers think of your joke, Rowey. Well, what do you mean? Well, was that a bit insensitive? That it wasn't a joke. I was just finals. I'm sure they'd have a sense of humour. Let's not get precious here. Crows signed Draper now. They need a proper tap ruckman, and that's sort of like what I'm thinking. But there's a lot down this line. Crows have 0.0 list spots, Rowey. They can do nothing tonight other than secure Welsh for that C from Adelaide Hills. Look, you're right. They've promised that they're going to father-son, young Tyler Welsh, and certainly hope that happens. If a bid doesn't come in, he can slide through to the rookie draft. So that then tips out Burgess. This is my thoughts. Now, if you've promised Burgess, well, that's one thing. If you promised Schomburg, that's another. But we're about building a list and building a premiership list, and we're about being ruthless and all that. I wouldn't make any promises to anyone ever. Now, if they've made those promises, I don't know if they have or they haven't.
They released publicly they've committed to picking up the rookie draft.
Committed is maybe not a promise. So if you've committed to them, now it'd be nothing for me to tip one of them out the other end. And for me, it'd be a Burgess. So that means Walsh is a rookie list. So are there list spots? Yeah, there is. There's a list spot tonight. And it depends on how ruthless you want to be to get that list spot and who you can give it to. Now, that's what I'd be doing. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I don't have all the information they do. But I think the Crows need a project ruckman to sit under Strawn and Riley O'Brien. And I've been saying that for years. And if there's one in Adelaide, and his name is Alex Dodson, he's from Sturt, and apparently he's pretty damn good, and I've watched him, and his ruck craft is elite, I'm after him. And Burjo spits out the other end.
I got a Unique Homestyle Food text here on the Port side. Frank said, Timmy, was Port's trade better than Fremantle's? Otherwise, West Coast could have said no to the trade and not selected Joe Berry, and Port get him in the next pick anyway. So, Frank, what I'm reading here, this is pretty much what happened. The Dockers, they went for Murphy Reid at pick 17, but their first choice was small forward Joe Berry, which partly explains why Port Adelaide was willing to part with pick 45 to move one spot up the order to ensure it landed Joe Berry ahead of the Dockers. Now, Fremantle went to the Eagles and offered a deal, and the West Coast chose Port's offer instead, which allowed Port to go up that slot and stop Fremantle picking up Joe Berry. So there was obviously a lot of want around Joe Berry. So that's how it happened, Frank, and that's why it happened, because they were desperately after Joe Berry.
Well, why didn't they pick him up at 17?
Who?
Why didn't Fremantle have a chance to pick him up before that? No, they didn't.
So they were pick 17, which they ended up getting a reasonable name too. Murphy Reid. Yeah. So he sounds like a reasonable player as well, midfielder. But yeah, so it ended up being Port Adelaide that got him, and that's why. But the other thing I've heard is Porter got pick 33 and 38 tonight. They may only use those two. They got 94. I've heard that they weren't going to use 45.
Okay.
So that's why they used it in the trade to get up that one spot. So
see, they're very clever.
So they know how many spots they've got, what they want to be doing outside of that, and it sounds like they'll only use 33 and 38 tonight, but we'll watch with interest. Thanks, Frank.
You do your head in talking picks and swaps. And all that. So you do, don't you?
You can disappear up your own highway. Let's use it that way.
And all you see is your bootlaces.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, we're going to speak to the two young draftees straight after the headlines coming up. Sid Draper from the Crows and Joe Berry from Port Adelaide.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. David Penberthy and Will Goodies. 5AA Breakfast.
This woman got a quarterly power bill. It was $1,170 or something like that. It meant that for the rest of the month she had $70 to do everything. Food, transport.
It's just outrageous.
How do people survive? I really think Chris Bowen alone is bad enough to cost Albo victory.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
He's got this sort of weird righteousness.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
When you book a hearing test with Can Do Hearing, you'll be seen by an accredited audiologist. Can Do Hearing is South Australian, and we're not owned by a hearing aid manufacturer. This means we only recommend what's going to work for you, and your options are almost endless. Plus the extra bonus? Our profits go to Can Do for Kids, supporting local kids living with hearing and vision loss. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing today. CanDoHearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Spring means fresh, vibrant flavours, and if you're partial to a white wine or two, try our selection of SA-made Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris. Let the sun shine in and enjoy a margarita with quality tequila, or lighten up with an Aperol or Campari spritz. There are new beers to try too, with craft IPAs, Pilsners and Kolsch-style brews. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
Well, it's Barnacle Bill for seafood and much, much more. And right now at Barnacle Bill, tackling lunch and tea is even breezier with the return of the almighty Bounty Pack.
Oh, wow. Been waiting for this. I'll tell you, this is what's in it. I'll let you know. Sumptuous fish, prawns, calamari, spring rolls, chips, tartare sauce, and 1.5 litre Coke as well. Now, get this, Rowey. It's all for just $33. Yeah.
That's
33.
Yeah.
33.
What value, sensational value, if I don't say myself, and I'm a fisherman, I know.
Well, you know value.
Fish, fresh fish. Feed the entire family and reel in your crew for some fish from the sea. It's got to be the Barnacle Bill Bounty Pack, only $33.
Imagine, serving the whole family for $33.
For a Wade and Wiedemann.
Unbelievable.
Number 33.
Whole family, number 33. There you
for
go.
A Wade, 33.
Fantastic stuff. It's an SA-owned franchise serving South Australians quality seafood for over 50 years. If it's seafood, it's got to be Barnacle Bills for seafood.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
$20,000. Sounds awesome, yeah? Imagine winning it. Edwardstown Mazda and only Edwardstown Mazda is giving you the chance to win $20,000. Buy a new, demo or used car from Edwardstown Mazda during their incredible 2024 plate clearance sale and you're in the draw. Why would you go anywhere else? Your dream Mazda and $20,000?
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply. T24/1786.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. One of the Melbourne teenagers in a Thailand hospital after a suspected mass poisoning incident has died. The Brompton Hotel has closed its doors to patrons. A new poll puts Elon Musk's popularity ahead of British PM Sir Keir Starmer. And in sport, training this hour for Port's AFLW team ahead of this weekend's prelim. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Control Air, Australia's commercial refrigeration and air conditioning experts. Visit controlairaustralia.com.au.
Afternoon, a couple of big smashes causing really big delays today. Going to Regency Park South Road near Grand Junction Road. Massive delays outbound there. Darlington, another nasty smash. This one's on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill. About 25-minute delays there. And a crash at Modbury Reservoir Road near North East Road. Cameras, Adams Road, Craigmore and Burton Road at Paralowie. The time is now at Mercedes-Benz. Enjoy savings across the range, including Mercedes AMG and all electric models. Visit Mercedes-Benz Adelaide and Adelaide today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast clear tonight, down to 22, partly cloudy tomorrow, 36. Right now it's 34 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
28 minutes to 5, an exciting night for both the Crows and Power, introducing new players from the AFL draft. And let's start across at Alberton.
With pick 15, Port Adelaide select Joe Berry from the Murray Bush Rangers and the Wangaratta Football and Netball Club.
Well, a really big moment for Joe Berry. He's heading to Alberton. He's on the line now. Congratulations, Joe.
Nah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
What indication did you have that you might end up at Port Adelaide? Was there any?
Nah, not really. It was quite a surprise for me and the family. And, I think they kept it on pretty low wraps. So, that was a pretty exciting moment for us.
Well, they've traded up to get to 15, to get to you, so there must have been some love.
Yeah, I mean, I think they suppose they ended up liking me a lot, and but yeah, they definitely kept it on pretty low wraps. So didn't really know what was going on.
So, Joe, you've been described as a crafty forward. You like hitting the goals. You kicked plenty of them this year. Is that your role, or can you play midfield as well?
Played a fair bit of forward this year, but have done a little bit of midfield time as well throughout the year. Just a little bit of burst when that was at national championships or with a bit of bushies.
Great.
But also, a little bit of half-back possibly as well. Have played a little bit of football there too. So, yeah.
Joe, congratulations, mate. You'll love it over here. You'll fall in love with it if you don't. Described as a crafty, left-footed small forward, what do you think your best attributes are?
I'd like to say probably my speed, my kicking, and with my decision making, and also probably just my craft inside the forward half.
Gee, that's great. Oh, yes, thank you. Hey, Joe Richards, Port, they traded in him from Collingwood. I believe he hails from your same club. You know him well.
Yeah. So we're both from Wangaratta Magpies. And, so got to do a few sessions with him, training sessions over the summer. He's an absolute legend, and got to know him well, and really looking forward to catching up with him when I go over there.
God, there's going to be a pack of you. There's young Rowey, young Richards, McEntee, Sam Powell-Pepper, you. It might be the little mosquito fleet down there, Joe Berry.
Yeah, that does sound awesome. Really good, I reckon.
Yeah. Hey, you had a good carnival. I mean, to hit the goals, I think you kicked 9 in the championships. You had 13 disposals playing that role with the odd little run on the ball and got all Australian honours, mate. That must have been a really good carnival for you.
Yeah, I did really enjoy the carnival, and with the football stuff, there's a lot of really good things of like meeting new players and the staff, and just really enjoyed my time and some of the travel stuff. And the high quality football was really good to kind of verse the other top prospects of the nation, and really enjoyed it.
You didn't do the combine due to illness. What was that? Was that a bug, like a 24-hour bug, or what did you have, mate?
Yeah, just a bit of a bug kind of thing. It's been stuck with me for a couple of weeks really, and I wasn't really fit to do combine that week, but yeah.
You were just foxing, Joe Berry.
Yeah, I reckon it was all part of the plan.
To get to Port. So what other club you thought was right into you? So Tim mentioned Port traded up because they must have heard a whisper that some club in front of them.
And they said they've always interviewed those people they've picked up. Did they interview you, Joe?
Was this Port?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I spoke to Port a couple of times.
Okay.
Spoke to them at Combine and also had basically a home visit. And, for the other clubs, I wasn't really sure. And that was the thing kind of coming into it. It was all pretty bit of a surprise for me and the family, and I think we really enjoyed that. It was quite a special moment for us, not knowing anything, and just kind of made the moment for us even better. So
well, you're a Port man now. Who went? Yeah. Who'd you take? Mum, Dad, brothers, sisters, friends, cousins, aunts? How many did you get?
Yeah, so I had my mum, dad, and sister, and my auntie, and then also had 8 mates, which were a been real good crew for a while, and it's good to catch up with them and share the moment with them.
When do you get over here, Joe?
Flying in Sunday.
Oh God, that's exciting.
Yeah, so it's going to come around quick, but really looking forward to it.
Well done. What's your nickname? Smoking Joe?
No, I'm not sure about that one. I think just Joey or Joe or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty easy though.
Yeah. Has Kenny called you yet?
Oh, I had a little chat to him this morning. Yeah. He was really good to talk to, and just happy to have me at the club, and I'm stoked to be there, and can't wait to meet all the coaches and staff next week.
Joe, Matt Primus, club legend, he got to hand the Guernsey over to you, mate. Did he have any words of wisdom?
Yeah, he just, when I kind of went up on the stage, I was really honoured to receive the jersey from him, but kind of said welcome to the club, and I think Yeah, I suppose, yeah, he maybe looked pretty short up there, but no. It was
He
good.
does that to everyone.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it was honoured to, receive the jersey from him.
Excellent, mate. Well, Joe, I look forward to when we meet because you won't feel like that with me. It'll be quite the opposite.
Joe, do you know who Tim Ginniver is? Have you done any research?
No, you're poor bugger.
No.
7-time premiership player, and Joe, he loves small people like you that play.
Yeah, well,
do you know what his nickname was at Port? Nipper.
Yeah, well, this bloke's...
Oh, right.
Joe's 181. He's got me by about...
Oh, he towers you.
He's towered over me, about 9 centimetres taller. So. Hey, mate, all the best at Albion.
Done, mate.
Congratulations. It should be a great journey, and I think you'll love the culture at the Port Adelaide Football Club.
Nah, thanks, Dales, and thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
That was Joe Berry, the number 15 pick in the 2024 AFL Telstra National Draft, and he's going to Albion.
Oh, super impressive.
Good kid, wasn't he? They're all very good these days.
Unbelievable.
They speak really well.
Well, they're just ready.
Yeah, they're ready, aren't
They're
they?
in an elite program already. A bit like Sid. We'll speak to Sid Draper after 5 o'clock. He's just flying home from Melbourne. But he's been in the under-18s program that presents it really well. Played league with Souths. Did really well. They're just ready to roll, aren't they? Have you say 82230000. You happy? You sad? What do you think? You know, I've got some real spring in my step, and I'm just wrapped. They got Sid Draper. It's something different to that midfield. I don't know what impact he'll have, but let's say he has an impact like Max Michael and he did in his first year. He played every game. It's got to make the Crows better. Spring in my step. What about you, Anthony?
Good afternoon, Rowey and Timmy. It's always a very good time of year for young hopefuls, and not all of them get picked up, but it is fantastic to see the reaction when they do get picked up.
Great.
Just a quick question now. I do apologise. You might have already answered this question.
Yep.
Why did Port trade up? They had the very next pick. And then West Coast weren't taking Joe Berry.
Yeah. I'll go through it again. I have explained it, Anthony, but basically Fremantle wanted Berry, and they wanted him desperately, so they were going to do a deal with West Coast and get ahead of us to get him. So Port picked up on that, went to West Coast and said, hey, we'll offer you pick 16 and 45, and they said, yes, we'll take your deal instead of Freo's. So he must be well sought after, Anthony, because Freo were really keen on him, and we had to trump him.
Right. Okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I did hear them say that at the draft last night that Freo were very keen on Joe Berry.
Yes.
But then I thought, oh, hang on, Port have got the very next pick. But that now explains why.
It, And I did ask about the pick 45, and they said there's a chance Port won't even use that tonight. They may only use their 2 picks in the 30s, which they've got 33 and 38. So should be all right.
Speaking of late picks, and Rowey, you were talking about trading up for the Crows or moving around. The Crows have got 3 future third-rounders as well, which could be beneficial for trading into this evening's space of the 30s and 40s as well.
Well, I think if the cider is North Melbourne giving up their future first to move to pick 27 to secure Matt Whitelock from Richmond, I think if I'm another club and I'm Bulldogs, for instance, who have 29 and 31, I'm saying, well, give us your future first. We might talk about it. I don't think anything other than that will work, and they've got to have a second rounder to give back. Have you say 82230000. As we said, we've got Sid Draper. We'll do him after 5 o'clock. Got a $50 Powers voucher. Night 2 is tonight, 6:30.
Yeah.
The picks will start from pick 28. Probably another 40 or 50 kids. Super exciting. Instant impacts in sport. Instant impacts.
Yeah, so
people that have just hit the scene. Could be tennis, could be cricket. You know, got a 10-for, made 100 runs. I don't know. Won a major in tennis or golf or football. You know, they were picked 50 and they've come from nowhere. Who's this kid? Robbie Gray. Oh, hello. Kicks 4 on debut.
I've got one.
Instant impacts.
On the tennis scene, and I reckon he was a bigger impact than a lot of others prior because he was so powerful and a man-child. Boris Becker. When Boris Becker crashed on the scene at, 17 years of age.
Did too.
And just won a Grand Slam, I think it might have been Wimbledon, just throwing himself around all over the place.
Yep.
Instant impact, and you went, who's this kid? Who's he? And that's the sort of response we're looking for, is one of those. But there's plenty, I think, in football, absolutely. But, even basketball, I was thinking, when Josh Giddey came over and played with us, what was that
Next Star.
Next Star program? I went to see a couple of games, and when I first saw him playing, he ended up taking over as an 18-year-old, and I'm going, this kid is now our best player.
Yeah.
And he's proven to obviously be a very good player.
Couple that spring to mind for me, and I always talk about him, Gavin Wanganeen as a young lad. He played against us at Nord Oval on debut. Just instant impact. Did he win a Brownlow in his first year at Essendon?
No. He won it in 93. He went there in 91.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was his third year in the system.
But he had instant impact.
His first year, what happened was they were trying to play him as a half forward and on the ball, but they were bashing him around a bit. And Sheedy, being Sheedy, said, "Nah, I'm going to protect you for a couple of years. I'll put you in the back pocket." Well, protect him. He went and won a Brownlow out of the back pocket.
Let's just hide him back there.
Yeah. Just look after him a bit. Yeah.
The other one, and again, another Port person, I'm sick of talking about Port, to be honest, but Nathan Buckley had instant impact.
Oh, unbelievable.
The minute I saw him on a footy field, I said, wow, this kid can play.
Yeah, no, it's spot on.
Instant impact, any sport, any level, give us your call.
Great call. Let's go to Mawson Lakes. G'day, Tony.
G'day, boys. Really good to get Sid Draper, but I've got a question for both of you.
Yep.
Josh Smilly, that went to Richmond, 193 centimetre, elite kick, fast, great footy IQ, and he goes past the Crows. I looked at that and I've gone, I'm really happy with Sid, but given what we've been asking for as a club, why do you reckon they let that go?
Interesting, Tony. I spoke to a Crows mate of mine who's very analytical when it comes to anything. He said to me this morning, Tony, that he believed Adelaide, perhaps in the past and this draft, have gone for safety, and that is the South Australian option, where he believes that there could have been better interstate options that they could have taken. So it's an interesting theory, Tony, because you probably sometimes do fear the go-home factor. But do you pick the best player? Now, I think this time Crows have gone, no, Sid's the best player for what we want and
I think they really did think he was.
I do too.
And I did too.
So,
and you can jump up your own clacker with all this sort of stuff. Time will tell. We'll see. That's exactly right. Now, if you have a look at Josh Smilly was one. Smiley. They were right into Harvey Langford. It might be a toss-up. And when you speak to any recruiter, they say if there's a toss-up and you can't separate them, you go for the local lad. And what this kid gives the Crows is different to all those others.
I think so.
His agility, his speed, his sideways movement, his leadership and all those sort of things is fantastic.
I'll tell you what, the instant impact's gone off. It's instantly attracted the unique home-style food text. It's just gone ballistic. And I tell you what, instant impact, this has got to be from Wayne from Cumberland Park, doesn't it? Instant impact, Flipper Phillips, 159 on debut. Well, he definitely sent that one in, I reckon. No doubt about that. What a reserve, and got a berth in the PGA, John Daly.
And then he won it, I reckon.
Wow, that's unreal.
That's an instant impact.
There you go.
Is there a song in that? Instant impact.
Instant replay, that was.
Oh, is that? Okay, fair call.
What about this one? Timmy G, age 17, Elle McPherson. What an instant smash hit on her Tab soft drink. I do remember that ad, Steve. That's a good one. That was not quite sporting, but...
Hang on. She was only 17.
Well, she might have been.
No, they couldn't have put an underager on her and had like that in bikinis.
Because remember Tab, only 2 calories? I think that was the catch phrase for it.
Is that still
Look
around?
it up, Sam. It's about 40 years old, that particular ad, but that's a good one too. And there was a couple more. Instant impact. Mike Tyson blew the heavyweight division apart. Started knocking people out at 15. Well, he was very
He
good
did
at
have
it.
instant
No doubt
impact.
about
Some
that.
good nominations coming in. 8223 is the number. We'll take your calls straight after the break. Let's check your traffic. Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's always more ways to save than ever at Foodland.
Got a couple of nasty crashes which are causing really big delays this afternoon. One at Regency Park, South Road near Grand Junction Road. Another nasty one at Darlington. This one's on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill. About a 25-minute delay at the moment. Avoid that if you can. Breakdown also making things slow at Crayfus West, the freeway down track near the tunnels with the camera this afternoon. Elizabeth Way, Elizabeth. The King Black November sale in soon. Save on selected furniture in stock and ready for delivery before Christmas. Hurry, sale in soon. Shop online or visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Good afternoon, passengers. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Integrate your outdoor and indoor living spaces and get on board the hottest trend with a stylish outdoor kitchen of your choice. Thanks to Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on Friday the 29th of November, giving you the chance to bid on your very own outdoor kitchen voucher, valued at $12,500. Choose from their selection of barbecues, pizza ovens, alfresco fridges, outdoor furniture and range hoods to complete the look, and you'll have guests knocking on your door in no time. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens, Variety SA and 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, Brady Bitt here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash, and your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets a love too, with their state-of-the-art service centre brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Ever had the feeling you're being watched online? Scammers are always looking for new ways to con you. They're criminals and they're clever. But Australian banks have joined forces in the war against them. Intelligence sharing between banks will identify new types of scams faster. A new payment system to ensure you pay the right person is being rolled out. Unique identity checks will defend against identity theft. And there'll be more double checks when you're paying someone new. Australian banks are working to protect you.
You don't just do a good Barbie, and I've said this all along, this is Barbie weather, right here and now. You can become the Tong Master or the Backyard Hospitality Director, and when you do, you deserve the very best outdoor kitchen from Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens.
Now, you can choose from the best appliances too. This is what I love about our Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. You can say, well, I love the schmeg, and I do love that little pizza oven, and I do love the fan, and I do love that bar, and I do like going to Harvey Norman, or whatever. You can mix and match and custom make whatever the hell you want. They also do the indoor concrete bench tops. These handmade bench tops, they can really update any kitchen space, custom made for you. Every piece is absolutely unique.
I tell you what, I'll get people talking. They'll go, where'd you get that from? Well, I'll tell you. It was Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. I can do that for free. Now, call for a consultation or a quote today or visit Seaford Meadows. Yeah. As opposed to Seafood Meadows, as I said apparently last night. It is Seaford Meadows showroom, and it's at Farrow Circuit. I've been there, and there is no seafood. Well, they might do it on one of the kitchens on the Outdoor Barbie. The best backyard hospitality directors choose Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. Go to adelaideoutdoorkitchens.com.au.
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Bob McGinnon proudly presents one of the best rock and roll shows in Australian history. The Good Old Days of Rock and Roll at Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide at 2 p.m. matinee Saturday, December 14. Lucky Star, Dinah Lee, Jade Hurley, Digger Avell and Little Paddy in one sensational sellout show. The Good Old Days of Rock and Roll. Don't miss the 2 p.m. matinee performance Saturday, December 14 at Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide. Tickets on sale now.
Don't miss Drum & Golf's Black Friday Game Changers. Get 64% off Adidas lightweight sports cart bags, now 158. TaylorMade MG1 nickel wedges, just 142. Only at Drum & Golf.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 7 minutes to 5. Caroline Wilson coming up at 5 o'clock. Merv Hughes coming up too. And Sid Draper, unfortunately, his flight's been delayed from Melbourne to Adelaide. So he will join us at 5:30. Stay with us, Crows fans. We apologise for the delay on that. And congrats to Maria at Athelston. You're on your way onto the standby list for this amazing cruise to Singapore, thanks to Silver Sea Luxury Cruising and Phil Hoffman Travel. Moments you'll never forget. Visit pht.com.au.
I hope Sid Draper has instant impact. I hope Joe Berry has instant impact.
Yeah.
Players that had instant impact. This is a real good one.
Yes.
Tom Brady took over as number one quarterback, got injured, but took his team all the way to the Super Bowl and won it in his first year. Wow.
Gee, I tell you what a career that was. I like this one from Nathan. Look, by far, and I might be a bit biased, but the lads, Chris and James Gowans at Centrals. That's a great call because their first year, they broke a drought that Centrals had never won a flag, and they won in 2000, and then they went on to win 9 out of 12. So
it's just
not
wrong, that
a
record.
bad run at all. You know, they
Great
played.
blokes.
I've done a few sportsman's nights with them, and
very entertaining.
They played at Anglesey, right? And they played St Kilda and the rest of it. They'd lost 5 grand finals before they got here. They ended up playing in 17 grand finals in a row. And won 9 of them.
Well, see, that's not fair.
That's phenomenal.
It
phenomenal. And look, they're a big part of it, so that is an instant impact.
Great lads, very generous.
You know, we spoke about Flipper maybe having maybe text his own thing in about 159 on debut. Well, boys, I played golf with Flipper today. He talked a lot about his 159 on debut, which he does. But he also won the Naga with 22 points today. Cheers, Oren. Good on you, Oren. Thanks for that info.
That's at Royal Adelaide. Is it the Gotcha Glass?
Yes, it is.
Wonder if that was Oren Clemich. Great man.
Highly
Clemich Real Estate.
Could be too.
Great man. Let's go to instant impacts. Paul at Hallett Cove.
G'day, boys. How you going?
Good, Paul.
I was living in Victoria in the 1970s, and we had a lot of South Australian players come over to play in the VFL. It was before the Kernahans and Bradleys and Plattons and McGuinnesses and these. There wasn't a lot of them having an instant impact. I mean, John Tilgle came over with a big reputation and didn't really fire. But in 1976, this guy came over from Norwood and signed with Collingwood, and we didn't expect much of him because he'd been in the South Australian system for quite a while. But his impact in the VFL in 1976 was incredible. A bloke called Phil Carman.
Oh, yeah, great call, Paul.
Yes.
Gee whiz.
God, he was talented.
Incredibly
Fit as a mallee ball.
And really fit. He probably had a fitness level and a base that not a lot of players would have had in that
Good
era.
Call. That's a great call.
He could play the game.
Keep them coming in. Now, Hamish Ogilvie is the Crows list manager. The Savo, he spoke on SEN about tonight's pick. Have a listen.
Won't be able to get in again. We'll try and do some. We've got the 3 future threes. The boys are working on it now. Scenarios where they might be able to do something with that, but that'll be more likely in next year.
There you go.
So staying out of it. Get Welsh and stay out of it.
They know what they're doing.
The man that had 22 points, but
Naga.
He still had an instant impact on debut. You've been listening, Flipper?
Yes, I have. Thanks, Tim.
Are you going to retort that text we had come in from Oren?
Oren, who was a battler. I tried his best at real estate, but tried to. Battler would be a. Go to Harris or Oren Clem. All of those guys. That's what you smart play to do that. But no, it's great that he should get involved. Terrific.
So Flip, how'd you go? Did you have a Naga day, or
sounds like a
you go all right at Royal Adelaide?
I'm struggling. Amazing. I just came out of the doctor's surgery to be able to get to golf on time, and he just said, look, if you can not play with your wrists, with your incredible arthritis that you've got, he's never seen worse, and still to get 22 points, and I missed a 40-footer on the last to get to 23, but lovely. Just had
heading home. But just to feel that impact and that input from one of your playing partners, just awesome, just fantastic.
Well done, Flip. You'll hear him on
See
the
you next
Sports
week,
Show
mate.
from 4 to 7, and every Friday he's on tomorrow, isn't he?
We try and get him on as often as we possibly can over the summer. I believe.
Well,
he
the
might
first
be on
test
Friday.
is tomorrow. He has to earn his keep. He's got to be on tomorrow.
First test it is.
The first test, Timmy G.
Wow.
2 minutes to 5.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
At Spotlight's Christmas sale, save with 30 to 50% off Manchester, 40% off quilt cover sets, sheet sets, pillows and quilts, and 50% off individual sheets and towels, so you can make it gifted and be merry. All backed by a bargain guarantee. Sale on now. Exclusions apply. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The first kitchen warehouse store in South Australia is here, and if that's not a reason to celebrate, then nothing is. Head to their housewarming party for a bite and a drink. While you're there, check out the latest from brands like Le Creuset, KitchenAid, Magimix, Scampan and more at unbeatable prices, plus exclusive one-day deals.
The Kitchen Warehouse Housewarming Party, Saturday, November 23rd from 9am till 12pm at Jeps Cross Home HQ, or find them online at kitchenwarehouse.com.au.
There's a company that I love, I promote and happily too. It's Rowey's. They sell premium quality paint. You've got to visit crowiespaints.com.au. No matter what you're painting or staining, I love their team. I love the quality.
Yeah.
You walk in and you walk out, you know you haven't paid a cent more than what you should. You've got exactly what you want, and you can paint that damn chair, door, wall, house, shed, whatever you want.
But Rowey, your painting IQ goes through the roof once you've spoken to them.
And you leave there and you get home and your wife says, so how'd you go? And it just comes out your mouth.
Yeah.
I've got an undercoat, I've got that, I've got to sand that, I've got to prepare that.
I'll be lacquering that.
And lacquer went out with button-up boots.
Come on, Tim.
Yep. No, I don't do any lacquering.
You used to lacquer the cricket boat. No, cricket bats, didn't you? Was that lacquer?
We used to put a linseed oil.
That's it. That's it. You used to have to knock it in.
And knock it in.
Go to Crowey's. They knew all of that.
They knew that.
And then they had to sand down all the edges because you didn't want to see little nicks.
Correct.
Oh, stop it. Crowey's paints. What they don't know isn't worth knowing. They are the best. Premium quality paint. Their team is exceptional. Look at them. crowiespaints.com.au because there's a store near you.
Losing your grip on things? If painful and stiff hands are affecting the things you enjoy and everyday life, get in touch with GRIP. GRIP is a specialised hand and wrist practice with a team of highly qualified hand surgeons and therapists specialising in hand trauma, carpal tunnel syndrome, osteoarthritis, joint replacement, sports injuries, nerve pain and more. To get a grip on the life you loved before, free from hand pain, visit gripsurgery.com.au.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 22 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 36. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Enjoy 10-year warranty and capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth and the new Agostino Mitsubishi Mawson Lakes.
MPs from across the political aisle have paid their respects to a 19-year-old Melbourne woman killed while holidaying in Southeast Asia. Bianca Jones has died in a Bangkok hospital after consuming a drink in Laos, which is believed to have been contaminated with methanol. Her friend Holly Bowles is still in a critical condition. Opposition leader Peter Dutton telling Parliament it's every parent's worst nightmare.
Any of us that have had our son or daughter travel overseas, this could easily happen to anyone, and it is unimaginable. You go through, what could you do differently? There's nothing. It's one of those circumstances that you could never provide for, that could never be prevented.
Both sides of politics are hoping social media age restrictions pass Parliament before Christmas. More from Zach De Silva in Canberra.
Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok are among the apps children under 16 would be banned from under proposed social media age restrictions. The federal government has introduced its legislation, but there will be exceptions for messaging and educational platforms. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the bill needs to pass Parliament soon.
I hope that it can be passed this year.
The opposition's David Coleman agrees, saying urgent action is needed.
Social media companies for too long have abrogated their responsibility.
The new rules would kick in 12 months after getting the green light from Parliament.
The Alert SA app has been given an update. Until now, it's been dedicated to providing the public with information about bushfires, but it will now cover a wider range of hazards, including floods, severe weather and heat waves, so that people can make informed decisions in an emergency. Supermarkets are being accused of failing to live up to targets they've supported to reduce plastic packaging. A report by the Australian Marine Conservation Society and Boomerang Alliance finding loose fruit and veg are being sold at a higher price than plastic wrap produce 73% of the time. The Alliance's Jeff Angel says it's time for state and federal governments to regulate the industry.
So that we use less plastic, have more recycling, more recycled content, according to quite ambitious targets, and that's the way that we can help save Australia and our environment from plastic pollution.
For the second time in 3 years, Adelaide Airport has been recognised at the Australian Airports Association National Industry Awards. It's been named the Capital City Airport of the Year. And from California to the Cotswolds, Ellen DeGeneres and her wife have swapped the US for UK. Friends say Donald Trump's win was a factor in the relocation. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Mannix is your one-stop air and solar shop at Adelaide's best prices. Nobody beats Mannix.
It's part 2 of the AFL draft tonight. Collingwood, Geelong and Hawthorn will make their first selections after not being involved last night. Meantime, it's been a whirlwind 24 hours for the footballers picked up on night 1. Port's first pick was 18-year-old Joe Berry. He's told Rowey and Timmy G he touched base with coach Ken Hinkley today.
I had a little chat to him this morning. Yeah, he was really good to talk to and just happy to have me at the club, and I'm stoked to be there, and can't wait to meet all the coaches and staff next week.
Australian Test cricket captain Pat Cummins admits he doesn't have an answer when it comes to how many overs Mitch Marsh will bowl during the upcoming series against India. There's plenty of intrigue with fellow all-rounder Cameron Green sidelined through injury. Cummins says Marsh will definitely bowl, but they won't put an upper limit on him.
A few spells each innings or something like that, but he's ready to go. He's been bowling really well this week. His body's great. Best it's been for a while, so he's had a really good prep lead in. So don't have an answer, but he's ready to go and happy to bowl as much as we need.
The first test in Perth starts tomorrow. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Control Air, Australia's commercial refrigeration and air conditioning experts. Visit controlairaustralia.com.au.
At Regency Park at a crash, South Road near Grand Junction Road. Really slow going both ways there. Another nasty smash at Darlington. She's on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill. Delays about 25 minutes. Avoid if you can. And we're super slow with the breakdown at Crafers West at the moment. This one's on the freeway down track just near the tunnels. Camera 2 to look out for on the drive home tonight. Halsey Road, Elizabeth East. Hurrying to Dan Murphy's for today's Black Friday daily deal. Smirnoff Red Label Vodka 700ml, $39 for My Dan's members today only. Choose to drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 22 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow 36, Saturday showers 29, Sunday a shower or 2 25. Right now it's 35 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, why former SA cop who admitted to explicit online chatting with a teenage boy won't be jailed. The statistics revealing why older drivers are more at risk of dying on SA roads. A Black Friday sales trick, how to stack your discounts on everyday basics. Plus, we're live to Melbourne for the local prospects on night 2 of the draft. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
For 40 years, Medicare has been the cornerstone of the Australian healthcare system. Now we're investing in Medicare's future to make it stronger, with more investment in bulk billing, enhanced support for mental health and more urgent care clinics. So whether you need a GP often or just now and then, Medicare's here to keep you and your family healthy, now and in the future. Learn more about Medicare benefits at medicare.gov.au/stronger. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Are you working with your GP to achieve weight loss? Try Optifast VLCD shakes for a high-protein, low-calorie meal alternative to provide essential nutrition during weight loss. Optifast VLCD is for the dietary management of overweight and obesity and must be used under healthcare supervision.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Oh, it's a good evening indeed. It's 8 minutes after 5. The resumption of the AFL draft tonight from 6:30. And, of course, coming up at 5:30 tonight, we'll speak to the Crows' new draftee, pick 4, Sid Draper, which is very exciting for Crows fans. Aussie cricket legend Merv Hughes will join us ahead of the first test tomorrow. We'll speak to championship-winning Adelaide Giant Nick Ward, and, of course, another chance for you to get on the standby list, all thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel for that cruise to Singapore. One more cue to call coming up very, very shortly. But right now, it's time to welcome in football's first lady,
Caroline Wilson. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
Timmy. Yes. Instant Impact. Instant Impact. Caroline Wilson every Thursday night on this show. G'day, Caroline.
Hello, Tim. Hello, Stephen. How did you enjoy the draft last night?
Well, we got what we wanted, a nice shiny toy at pick 4 called Sid Draper, a local lad. No fear of losing him. He's a gun. Love it, Caro.
But if you're
I love the way you speak for the entire football community.
Yeah. Caroline, I think if I was to talk about it as a watchable event, she's a hard watch.
It is. Oh, look! It's a disaster. It's like watching paint dry. And the weird thing is, Tim, that a year ago there was an acknowledgement that the structure's not quite right, and maybe you just make it the first 18 picks. Which I know you want to get every club involved, but you make it the first 18 picks and structure it that way. And if clubs want to get out of that, they have to pay something quite serious.
Right.
But it was exactly the same as last year. They didn't change anything.
No.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Who was the announcer that called Keith Gregg?
Oh, that was not good, Caroline.
I mean, one job, Caro.
That actually made a lot of people
and
upset.
I think there was a John Longmuir, wasn't there, or a Justin Longmire. Look, I'm sorry. I just think I know.
That's a bit
the
Nathan
AFL
Van Halen.
The AFL people will say to you that, and rightly, that we're talking more about the draft than we are about the cricket in Perth. So, they certainly get their bang for their buck, and we're all really interested in the results. But this is not a good TV event, and I know we're not like America, but surely there is a structural way to jazz this up as a big event. And Andrew Dillon, came in with an appetite for a few changes, and this is something he was going to change, and, he's changed the fixture and he's changed a few things, but I think they've made a blue in not fixing the draft.
What could they do? I'm just thinking, I look at the NFL draft and the NBA draft, they're all very similar.
I just don't think it's us.
No. That's a good point.
As a country and a spectator, it's just not us.
And we don't know the players that well, as opposed to America, they follow the college players for a good year or two in advance.
Yeah, we're not seeing TAP Cup.
So I guess the most sort of emotional moment of the night was, the Whitlock call by North Melbourne, trading away next year's first-round pick with Richmond. So they take Matt Whitlock. Jack, the twin brother, becomes tearful and emotional. I'm not quite sure exactly, what that was, because I'd be amazed if he doesn't get picked tonight. But he must have. Yeah. Well, he was just emotional, and that was massive. And I thought it was a massive call by North Melbourne to trade away their first-round pick.
True.
I cannot understand why no one before Melbourne had a crack at Levi Ashcroft. I mean, why is everyone being so nice to each other?
Yeah, they let him waltz through, didn't they? Yeah, because I think, was it Ugal Hagan a few years ago, there was a bid made, and that sort of forced that one to happen.
Nick Dacos was the same. They let him go through. Nobody had a crack at Nick Dacos. I mean, I don't understand. Brisbane only had to pay something up. Was it 4 picks in the 40s? The points were nothing. And Richmond, look, I know they want to be able to say to their man, you're our man, and, you're going to be the pride of being the number one draft pick. But Levi Ashcroft, I think most people would agree, well, a lot of people think was the number one player in the draft. A lot of people think. I mean, he's got the genes, he's got the form.
Very good.
He's got everything going for him, and we've seen how good his brother is. So I don't understand why everyone's playing so nice. And while I'm on the subject of things I saw that I couldn't understand, don't you think it's a bit odd that the St Kilda president's sitting there in the club polo with the coach and the recruiters?
Yeah, I don't like it when that happens. I'm with you, Caroline. I'm thinking there should be a distinction between, I think, board and the people who are involved at club level, you know, in that area, and also coaching.
I think that was a really bad look. I don't think it's good at all. I mean, I know, we know the way Andrew Bassett feels about father-son system, the academy system, the bidding system, and how unfair life in general has been to St Kilda. And you know my views on that. I think he showed very poor sportsmanship in going on about it, particularly after the grand final. But I thought that was very odd, and I don't know if that bodes well for the future.
Well, I don't know the Rooster. Has he got a bit of me about him, has he?
Well, he's come in with a mandate for change and for success. And look, he has made change, and he's made some tough decisions. You know, he oversaw the decision to remove Brett Ratton, and then quite soon after that, Simon Letterland was gone after being given the job as CEO without much of a sort of rigorous process. So he's trying to change things, but I don't know if that actually translate itself to sitting in at the draft. Anyway, I thought that was all a bit weird. But I'm glad you're happy for the Crows.
Yeah, I'm
Stephen, because I think the Crows need to have a good season next year, and we all know that.
Yeah, they
do. And everyone's saying that Richmond, among others, were the big winners, and certainly to get North's first round pick next year was a fillip. But I still question why 4 incredibly talented premiership players left the club in the first place, and I hope that there's not more to that. I just thought that was, and I know there were reasons behind some of them, and I think Shea Bolton, there was a view that he was worth a lot and he should be traded because he wasn't really in for the, you know, he just wasn't really there for the team. But to lose Daniel Rioli and Liam Baker, I don't care how good these kids are, they would want to be very good.
Caroline, do you feel like sometimes, how much of an influence does the management of these players come in where they go, hey guys, this is not going to be a great future for the next 3 to 4 years here. How about we get you to another club? How much of that goes on?
Completely. That's exactly what goes on. But in the end, if you believe in the coach and the direction and the future, and you've had success, Tim, like you've won premierships, so isn't there a part
you're
of
talking to a man who played at one club for 15 years and's got one wife. So I understand this theory, Caroline.
But I mean, you want to be able to say, I think you want to be able to say, well, I want to help them in the future. So I just wonder how much, whether they just didn't. Adamuse was not really. They didn't see him as being the key to their future. Whether once Hardwick was gone, they couldn't feel the same way. Look, I don't know, but I think it's a bigger. I just wonder if people are missing the point a bit with Richmond. Anyway, that's just a personal view.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Cara. I think most would be listening. Financial settlements, what's that all about?
Well, we've seen 4 of them in the last week. So finally, Melbourne have settled with Glenn Bartlett and apologised to him, and the AFL has apologised to him, or the AFL has acknowledged his brilliant work. They've acknowledged his fiancée Victoria's brilliant work. That there was a very carefully and a very diplomatic statement put out by all concerned. There's talk that Glenn Bartlett might be in line for a future role within the AFL, perhaps over in WA. I'm not sure about that. So that is a long-running saga that has caused untold damage and distraction to the club with what has gone on and hurt a lot of people on both sides. Then you've got Hawthorn, of course, with the First Nations families. Now, they settled in the last 2 days, and the settlement, I think, will pretty much put an end to this, although I still think that Alistair Clarkson might have a claim to get a significant settlement from Hawthorn because of his legal fees, and maybe Chris Fagan as well. But Cyril Rioli, Leon Egan, Carl Peterson, and obviously there are 6 people involved. The initial offer from Hawthorn was $50,000 to each. That's been, so $300,000 as a cost to Hawthorn overall. It's been it certainly ended up being a lot more than that, or a bit more than that. But I think Hawthorn have done well to move away from this and avoid going to court, because that would have been a complete and utter disaster. And I thought the apology was really, really interesting. And just when they were taking a deep breath, Don Scott bobs up and says he wants to join the board again. So the political upheaval is not over there. Now, the Collingwood situation, they settled some time ago, well, not in the last week, but a while ago, with their former staffer who'd made workplace claims against Craig Kelly. He, too, has been paid out. And I just wonder, I'm still wondering just how Collingwood's going to go next year with a new president, a new footy manager who'll be decided in the next couple of weeks. There are two in the running, we're told.
Who?
They're from Melbourne?
Look, I have to be honest with you, I don't know.
We're hearing Justin Reid's got it.
Well, I too have heard Justin Reid. I don't know who the other contender is, but there are two.
Okay.
And I just think that there's disgruntled people at Collingwood. Brendan Bolton is obviously gone.
Yep.
There are people not happy with working with Justin Leppage. So Craig Kelly, we know, has struggled to work in the footy environment from where he came in the corporate and management world. I think that's been a problem. So watch this space. But the fourth one is the most intriguing in a sense, which is Adrian Dodoro, the long time, more than 2 decades long Essendon recruiter, who has been on, I think, some form of leave since the footy season ended, who Essendon announced at the end of last season, at the end of the 2023 season, would be leaving the club. There's apparently been a settlement, it's been written, for allegations of workplace abuse or bullying that Dodoro has spoken about. But there is no doubt in my mind at all that this veteran recruiter, who took so long to leave the club, and who, let's face it, in recent years does not have that many great runs on the board. I mean, well, it's not all his fault, but Essendon hasn't won a final since 2004. I think there was Adrian Dodoro had a bit of information about various people who had served at the club in the past, as well as the allegations of being of workplace abuse or bullying, etc.
Well, hello.
So,
what are you saying there? That sounds like bribery. That sounds like... What are you saying, Caro?
No, I don't think there was bribery. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying Adrian Dodoro had kept... I think there were some records kept.
On what?
On things that have happened in the club in the last 20 years.
And he said, if you do this to me, I'm going to release them.
I don't know what he said, and I don't know how it ended up, but there has been a seven-figure settlement between Adrian Dodoro and the Essendon Football Club.
You're kidding me.
Wow.
There was a report some weeks ago that it could have been there's been a 6-figure settlement. I apologise.
Okay.
There was talk it was going to lift to the 7 figures. It hasn't. It's in the 6, and I can't even tell you whether we're talking 100,000 or... But a 6-figure settlement,
that's massive.
And I'm not talking about long service leave, Stephen.
Wow.
It's pretty significant, don't you think?
Well, there's more meat to the bone there. Is there photos? What do you mean? I'm trying to...
Well, there was a little thing. There was a little thing.
That's a bit...
Yeah, there was a little thing called the drug scandal too during that period of time.
A lot went on in that period of time. A lot of things happen at footy clubs, and I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but I don't think it was only the allegations of... It's just fascinating the way... I mean, clubs, legal issues in footy clubs, I think no wonder directors want to be indemnified against them. They want to be insured against these things, and they're not just talking about concussion. It's quite fascinating that there are 4 of them that have happened or been settled in recent weeks, and I just find that some of them close the door and end a chapter, but other animosities, I reckon, linger. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the clubs bounce back from all of them. I mean, obviously, we've got other stuff happening at Melbourne too. I mean, Christian Petrarca in Melbourne clearly have reached a very uneasy pace. That's clearly not over yet.
Wow. Well, he can't walk. He either has to stay out of footy and get traded at the end of the year, or he plays. It's getting a bit sooky, that. I don't know. Whose side are you on?
I think there's wrong on both sides. I think that mistakes were made, certainly, on the day of the King's birthday, but I think there were issues between Christian and the club before that.
Okay.
Thanks,
and
Caroline.
I don't think he's done everything correctly since.
Yeah, well done, Caro. Thanks for that.
See you next week.
Yeah, love your work. Caroline Wilson there. Brought to us by Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. I was waving on the Foodland live stream to
So
Sam,
was I.
who had his head in the books. Where's the damn credit, you big nose? Sorry, can I take that last bit back?
That was just a drive-by.
Oh, come on. Can you concentrate? Were you waving to him?
Just read the credit.
Fair call.
No need
fair
for
call.
name calling.
No need to name
Almost
call.
30
Caro
seconds.
would have said that as well. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, from cooking appliances to washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. They've got new stock arriving all the time with all manufacturers' warranties. Harvey Norman Clearance Centre, 919 Marion Road. Bring us Caroline Wilson.
23 after 5. Here's your roads.
Got a breakdown of Crafers West to look out for this afternoon. She's on the freeway down directly to the tunnels with a few delays. Regency Park, a crash there. South Road near Grand Junction Road, super slow both ways there. A nasty smash at Darlington. She's on the Southern Expressway. She's going up the hill, about a 15-minute delay at the moment. Busy right now. Tapley, Road, Glenelg North with the camera. Phillip Highway, Elizabeth South. Desire is in the detail with the Audi Q5 45 TFSI Quattro Dynamic Black at 85,900 drive away. Ends November 30. T's and C's apply. See website for details. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Get ready, Adelaide. 5AA and Phil Hoffman Travel are giving you the chance to win the ultimate holiday to Singapore. You'll set sail on a luxury cruise escape with Silver Sea Cruises aboard the stunning Silver Nova. For your chance to join the standby list, keep it on 5AA, and when you hear the boarding call, be the first to call in, and you could be on your way to Singapore. Silver Sea Luxury Cruising and Phil Hoffman Travel, creating moments you'll never forget. Visit pht.com.au.
When you lose someone you love, you want nothing more than to hold on to them. Your moments together. The little things that made them, them. Centennial Park's 40-hectare sanctuary offers a peaceful space to reflect, reconnect, and commemorate the life of a loved one. Whether it's funeral arrangements, memorial planning, or end-of-life preparations, the team at Centennial Park ensure every experience is uniquely special. Learn more at centennialpark.org.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. We're hearing a lot about potential changes to negative gearing and capital gains tax. Big topics that could affect anyone with investment properties. The truth is, navigating these changes doesn't need to be overwhelming. At Toop and Toop, we're keeping a close eye on what's happening. Our job is to help you understand how these changes might impact your property and what options you have moving forward. Whether you're looking to invest, sell, or just want to chat about what's ahead, we're here to offer solid advice that cuts through the noise. No panic, just clear information from people who know the market. If you'd like to learn more about what this could mean for your current situation, feel free to contact our team at Toop and Toop on 8362 8888.
Great company. Just a quick text. Big nose. Isn't that harassment in the workplace? Yes,
I'll take it to HR.
And I've done it publicly.
Yeah, and I'm a witness.
And I apologise.
Bless it, all the big noses.
Well, you know what? Because you're mates.
And the stutterers.
Because you're mates, it's all right.
Yeah, fair call.
Because when
It
you're
was said
catching
in
up,
jest. It was said in jest.
when you're catching up
That's
with your
it.
mates or relaxing at home like this,
Yes.
Sip and Save's got you two covered.
Well, it has.
How?
We'll do this. Get your big snout in a Corona Extra 2, 12 packs. They're only $56.99. And sniff this one.
Yeah.
A Hahn Super Dry 30-pack cans, $59.99. And get your nostrils around this. A Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey or Jameson Irish whiskey, 1 litre, $69.99.
No way, that is cheap. 1 litre, $69.99.
Yep.
Well, guess where I'm heading tonight?
Sip and Save.
The Alberton Hotel, and that's a Sip and Save.
Well, it
Oh,
certainly
that's
is.
where I'm going. More deals, more range, more service.
Yep, that's it. Prices may vary in country areas. Drink responsibly. Sip and Save. There's more in store.
$20,000. Sounds awesome, yeah? Imagine winning it. Edwardstown Mazda and only Edwardstown Mazda is giving you the chance to win $20,000. Buy a new, demo or used car from Edwardstown Mazda during their incredible 2024 plate clearance sale and you're in the draw. Why would you go anywhere else? Your dream Mazda and $20,000?
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply. T24/1786.
The 2024 Multicultural Festival is on this Sunday in Tartanyunga, Victoria Square, right in the heart of Adelaide. Come along and enjoy some of the 150 amazing food dishes while experiencing music, performances, hands-on activities and presentations from nearly 60 different cultures. It's a free, fun day out for the whole family. Gates open from noon until 6 p.m. Learn more and view the program at multicultural.sa.gov.au/festival. We can't wait to see you there.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Oh, we're having a bit of fun on a Thursday. It's 28 after 5. Sid Draper is not too far away.
Excellent.
And same for Merv Hughes.
Instant impact. How about this? Sam can smell a Sunday roast on a Wednesday.
Oh, come on. That's enough of that.
Now, that's funny.
Come on.
I like this one.
Nice, yeah.
Rowey, Timmy G, Caroline Wilson said in her first 8 minutes of their segment, I don't know, I can't say 8 times about 8 different stories. That's from Adam. Laugh like you did in the ad break when I read that.
It's the old story.
What?
Don't read it out until you want the instant impact. All right? There you go. That is what that's about. Let's go to Steve Hugh Downs and talk to Steve. Go, Steve, you got somebody with instant impact?
I certainly have, guys. Good afternoon, Stephen and Tim.
Steve.
One of my favourite sports. I've got a little bit to read out, so please bear with me.
Will do.
I'm a very great fan of swimming.
Yes.
And the person I'm going to mention is Shane Gould.
Oh, yes.
At the age of 15,
correct,
she stamped herself as one of the greatest female swimmers of her time. And as we all know, she swam in the 1972 Munich Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Gould competed in only one Olympic Games and won more medals, 5, than any female Australian athlete had ever done. These include, she set 11 world records before retiring at 16 years old, and still to this day, note that, swimmer in history to hold all freestyle world records: the 100 metre, the 200 metre, the 400 metre, the 800 metre, the 1500 metre, and the 200 individual medley at the same time. Now, to say Australians don't bat above their weight is unbelievable, and to me, she goes to the top of the tree.
Beautifully said, Steve.
Outstanding, Steve. And I think also, I reckon she won Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, didn't she? I reckon she won that on Channel 10 as well. She's the winner.
We were talking about the Sports Australian Hall of Fame. She's a legend. She was elevated back in 1996. An unbelievable... Talk about impact.
Yeah.
Steve, that's a $50 Powers voucher
right there. Congratulations.
That's the best impact ever.
Well
Who's going to beat that? No one.
Sid Draper coming up after the headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Parents are being urged to have a conversation with their children about drink safety after the death of a 19-year-old Australian in Southeast Asia. Nearly 100 local preschool teachers will be made permanent next year, ahead of the rollout of preschool for 3-year-olds from 2026. Shane Warne has been immortalised with his own version of Monopoly, and in sport, Collingwood, Geelong and Hawthorn will make their first selections on night 2 of the AFL draft. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Control Air, Australia's commercial refrigeration and air conditioning experts. Visit controlairaustralia.com.au.
At Rovers West got a breakdown causing big delays on the freeway and down track near the tunnels. Regency Park, a crash, South Road near Green Junction Road, slow both ways there, and big delays with a crash at Darlington. It's on the Southern Expressway going up the hill. Major delays there at the moment. Cameras this afternoon, Target Hill Road, Salisbury Heights and Main North Road at Smithfield. For a limited time, get 5 free services with any new Honda ZRV or CRV. Visit your local Honda Centre and test drive today. Hurry, end December 31. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear tonight down to 22, partly cloudy tomorrow 36. Right now it's 35 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
Stressed about replacing an obsolete industrial gear unit? SEW Eurodrive can promptly supply a modern drop-in replacement engineered to match crucial dimensions. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Discover outdoor living dreams you can touch at the new Stracco Richmond showroom, open now. Feel that fence, peruse that patio and shut that shed. Come in, see the new displays and get expert advice on your next outdoor home improvement project. And for a limited time, get 20% off DIY outback patios. Terms and conditions apply. However you bring the dream, Stracco Richmond will bring the how-to. 249 Richmond Road, Richmond.
This company, oh my, Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes are definitely in the spirit of giving.
Yes, I tell you.
Thou shalt give.
Exactly, and they've always given great service. Everybody knows that. Great finance too, great trade-ins, great range. And if they say they're going to do something, guess what? They will do it.
I love companies like that. They're doers, absolutely. But I'm talking about giving away free fuel cards. Now, how good's this? Buy a new Triton or Pajero from Agostino Mitsubishi, and they'll give you, wait for it, $2,500
no way
fuel card.
Impossible.
Well, they are.
Is it true?
Yeah.
Well, what about a new Outlander or an Eclipse Cross?
Done. Well, no, how about this? You'll get a free $1,500 fuel card, plus get up to $2,000 loyalty bonuses on all Tritons.
Oh, this is too much. It's amazing. Well, I know it's Christmas coming up, but this is incredible.
How good.
Look, it's for a limited time only. Free fuel cards on Triton, Pajero, Outlander and Eclipse. Only at Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
See, if you haven't been going on, we'd have heard that, Big Nose. Hey, say that once more, I'll smash your bloody face in. Better keep listening. Might be a bit about blessed are the big noses.
Oh, lay off him.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself, conk face. Where are you two from? Nose City?
One more time, mate. I'll take you to peanut.
Language.
Oh my goodness me,
Life
Life of
of
Brian.
We
All
have
the great
had
films.
that many listeners say, when I hear Big Nose, it reminds me of Life of
Takes
Brian.
you back to that scene.
God, that's a great movie.
Unbelievably funny. Let's get to a very great moment last night.
With pick 4, Adelaide Select, Sid Draper from South Adelaide and the Wollonga Football Club.
Yeah, and he was our SA Under-18 captain. He was pick 4. His name is Sid Draper. Today, he is a Crow. Sid, how good?
Hey, Timmy. Hey, Rowey. Thanks for having me on here again. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
You stay in Adelaide and you play for the club you grew up loving.
Yeah. How good is that? It is absolutely awesome. I'm honestly over the moon. It's been my dream ever since I was a kid and been supporting the club for that long. And, to think I'll be pulling on the jumper and representing the team, it's absolutely surreal.
Yeah. VB presented you the jumper. Did he whisper in your ear? Did he give you any advice?
No, it just sort of laughed about how he couldn't hold up the jumper properly.
Hey, did you get to enjoy the night? Were you confident that you'd get to the Crows because Carlton were very keen?
It was weird. I just sort of had a feeling between the two. It was either going to be one or the other. And I'm so happy I got to the Crows.
Hey, Sid, Wollonga Footy Club?
Yep, Wollonga, yep.
Yeah, right. Did their 150th anniversary this year. 150 years old they are. They will be very proud.
Yeah.
Now, I would imagine they'll get a bigger size photo of you now up in the change rooms.
You'd hope so.
Yeah, mate. Hey, what about how many people sort of give you a call today from the actual footy club, like players or the coaches? Who gives you a call today?
No one's given a call. I think they're all just letting the dust settle a bit and giving me a bit of time to relax. But I've gotten a lot of messages, pretty much from every player at the club and all the staff. So, and obviously all the people that have been over in Melbourne, I've talked to a fair bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm at the club tomorrow as well.
Hey, mate, your league experience at South Adelaide, how much do you reckon that sort of helped you, one, with your national championship, which was really good, but also just to be able to play against those bigger bodies?
I definitely think it's such a valuable experience, and to be able to play it as a 17-year-old last year as well, I think was super important going into this year, just being prepared for it, and to play against those seasoned bodies and experience players who have played in that league for so long. It's just so valuable, and to train with a league side, you get those habits and you learn off people, and it's definitely very valuable.
Set yourself some early goals, Sid? Are you that sort of player?
Definitely. I had some early this year, and due to injury, they sort of had to be shifted around and changed on the spot, which is unfortunate, but definitely a good experience.
Yeah. You had some injuries, did you?
Yeah, well, I had my stress fracture in my shin very early in the year, which put me out for about 12 weeks leading up to the champ.
And you're on top of that now? You fit as a mallee ball?
Yeah, oh yeah. My shin completely fine.
What will you say when you walk in the club and Burjo says, you're on a restricted program?
Listen to Burjo.
Good answer. No, good answer.
Good answer, yeah.
I thought he might have said, no, get Nick, because we had Ned McHenry in the other day, and he said that him, Muzzer, and Riley O'Brien were doing some run-throughs, and he said, we were looking at this kid, on the next oval or just around, and they're going, wow, he's worked longer than us, harder than us, and looked fitter than us, and then they must have gone over to you and you to them, and you've introduced yourself as a Crows fan called Sid Draper, and they were suitably impressed. Can you remember that?
I can remember that day exactly. I still have photos of when I asked to take one with them. So I remember it perfectly. And that was just so awesome to be able to meet a couple Crows players as a fan.
Oh, God, how good's that? It was a great story. Nettie sung praises of your work ethic, because you are a two-way runner, which is great. You're exactly what they need through that midfield. What do you think your work-ons need to be this pre-season?
This pre-season, I'll definitely work on building up my tank to be able to get to that point where I can effortlessly do two-way running, and definitely my kicking will be a big one this off-season and pre-season.
Hey, Sid, having seen you play a bit of footy, and especially at South Adelaide, you've got this little pirouette in your game where you sort of grab the ball, and sometimes there's players coming at you and you do this little spin out and come out of the pack the other side. It's quite a handy little tool, mate. Did that just come naturally, or you've been practicing that?
Yeah, that's just instinct, I'd say. That's sort of how I've been playing since I was a junior. So, it's just, you don't think about it, it just somehow happens, I guess. It
reminded me, and this is, you'd know Jack Viney, but I played with his father, Todd, when we were kids, and he had this unbelievable pirouette that he used to spin around players on the mark, and they didn't know where he was going. And when I was watching you, it just took me back about 40 years to see Todd Viney, and I thought to myself, gee, you don't see a lot of that these days. But it's very handy. Not once, that I've seen, that you've been caught doing it. You actually get through there, and then you've got your pace to get out the other side. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Don't disappear up your own arse, Sid. See, that come from nowhere, didn't it? Hey, Sid, have you got a left foot? You like that one?
I do have a left foot. I wouldn't say I use it as much as I should.
Yeah, well, you probably don't need to.
I'll start using it.
You probably don't need to. Hey, did you have a favourite Crow growing up?
Sloaney.
Rory.
Well, yeah, we heard a bit of a rumour you might have liked number 9, but they told you somebody else has got it.
Yeah, Muzz, I think Muzz has it right now, which, is fair enough. But I'd just happy to get any number, really.
So Muzz has got it. Nick Murray.
I believe so.
He's a defender.
He's
He's not. What are they? What
number was
Mars?
he? He was 6, wasn't he?
28.
No.
Oh, is he?
28.
Right.
Yeah. No, well done. I think if you said it, Tim. If you don't ask, you don't get.
That's right. I'd ask.
So I was
I'd
going to
ask
say,
again.
who was your favourite? Who was your favourite Crow growing up, and who's your favourite current player? It is Rory Sloane.
Yeah, Rory Sloane. Unfortunately, he's retired now.
Yeah.
But my favourite player currently would have to probably be Zach Butters. I know he plays for the wrong team, but I base my game off him. So
not in everybody's opinion, Sid.
Sid, actually, I do see a lot of Zach Butters in you. That's a great role model for you to look up to and play like, because he's good inside and out.
Yeah, I said I was interested to read when they they do a spiel on every player that's going to get drafted and and they said they always put a plays like, and they said Treloar, which we know that he's been a very good player, and he's a very good overlapping runner and likes to get the 1 and the 2 and the 3 possessions, which is great. But I don't, personally, I would have said, no, I don't think he's got your pace. I don't know if you've tested. You test in the combine, did you?
No, I didn't test this year.
Yeah, but
combine,
have you gone before for that 5 metre, 10 metre, 20 metre testing?
Yeah, I did. I think the fastest one I've done that was at South was a 2.87 or something.
Yeah, so you're
like that.
You're quick. You're definitely quick. So that's a big advantage, no doubt about that.
Hey, Zach, a lot of Crows are very happy that we got you at 4. You got the stay home. You've loved the club, which is great. There's a unique home style food text just on the back of that. You modelling your game on Zach Butters. Have you got the same temper like Zach? He's the highest fine player in the history of the AFL.
I wouldn't say so, no. I think I'm able to control myself a fair bit.
No, good lad. Good answer.
Yeah.
Save you a few dollars.
It will. So when does training start? When is your first official day as a Crow?
Monday.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. That was quick.
All start.
So the 1 to 4 year players are all back Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Sid, we've heard you're a pro. You work hard. You respect the game. You play it the right way. Have a great summer, mate. And you know what, Sid? We'll see you round 1.
Well, we'll see what happens, hopefully.
Good lad.
Enjoy the pre-season. Enjoy the future that's coming up for you, buddy.
Yeah, great lad. Well done. Sid Draper, pick 4, Adelaide Crows. How good.
That's an exciting time. He will
ever.
Definitely be looking forward to the next couple of months. It's a dream come true for kids on draft night, and of course there are more dreams that will come true tonight as it continues from 6:30.
Can I just explain my comment? So the great Neville Roberts was the coach of Norwood when I was the under-17s coach.
Yes.
And there was a couple of rules that he brought in that he wanted to filter all the way down.
Right.
And it was no U-turns.
Right.
So he didn't like players getting the ball and doing a U-turn. So either you run shoulders out, full face of goal, or you give. I don't want to see you turning around. That's selfish. That was one of his golden rules. And we used to have to do that. And he said anyone that does a U-turn, they generally end up going up their own, which is why I said it. Now, you said pirouette. Pirouette's worse than a U-turn because a pirouette's probably 360 degrees.
No.
A U-turn's only a 180.
Watch him.
So I'm saying don't disappear up your own.
I know where Neville's
backside.
coming from.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I know where Neville's coming from, but that's players who see they're going forward and then they turn around and then they look for something backwards and then they come back around. Yeah. This is completely different. This is like on the spot, spins around, out of trouble.
Okay.
And
so there's no chance he'll end up his own clacker?
No, because I watched him and he's still outside of there.
Okay.
So it's good.
Done.
Goodness for that.
Wow.
14-6. Merv Hughes coming up after we check your roads.
Got a breakdown to look out for Crowfoot's West tonight. She's on the freeway down track near the tunnels. Crash at Regency Park causing big delays. It's on South Road near Grand Junction Road. She's really slow both ways. And Darlington, another collision. It's on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill with delays as well. West Richmond, traffic light damage. Marion Road near Richmond Road and a camera target Hill Road at Salisbury Heights. Want epic deals? Shop electronics, home, toys, beauty and more at the Amazon Black Friday sales on now until the 2nd of December. Visit amazon.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Don't just send it, ace it.
If your current job is driving you bonkers, get outdoors and hit the road. ACET Transport Solutions is growing and they need more drivers to keep their promise of perfect service. So, if you want a career that'll take you places, get in touch with the team at ACET Transport Solutions. Visit acettransport.au.
Don't just send it, ace it.
Beechwood Homes, Adelaide's leading bespoke home builder. They're celebrating 35 years. Yes. Now, that's a company.
1989, that would be.
Good. Over that time, they've helped many hundreds of people realise their dream of building a home exactly how they envision it. Yeah. I'm living proof. Yep. Well, not me. I just ran on the coattails of Jody. Jody is living proof.
Yes, of the process.
Of Beechwood and the process. The wonderful thing about them, there's no set plans, no rules. No. You pop in, which you can do. Who do I speak to? Generally, Steve will come out. He'll sit you down in the boardroom, and you just throw stuff around.
Spitball.
Jody took
Give
you
us
to
an
mood
idea.
board. Like, who takes you to mood board? Jody.
Yeah.
Big noter.
Important.
You said, I want to copy that house. You can even just do that. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Point to one.
Saw this in a magazine.
Steve, done.
Yeah.
And then away you go. It's just brilliant. Or do this. Go to Beechwood Homes Masterpiece at Blackwood Park. It's under construction right now. Breathtaking display home. Showcases all Beechwood's dedication to that cutting-edge design, the craftsmanship. They're tradesmen. If they said they were going to be there, they're there.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant.
And you've lived it.
There was a little wall that was a bit crooked.
Yeah.
Pulled it down next day. What are you doing that for? Well, we weren't quite happy with it. Well, I couldn't notice. I didn't notice.
Yeah.
You make work for yourself.
But that's the
That's
level.
Beechwood. That's the level. They're brilliant. If you can dream it, they can build it. No question. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Don't miss Drummond Golf's Black Friday Game Changers. Get 50% off Callaway Paradigm Driver. Save over $571. Now $498. TaylorMade RBZ Glove Male Right-Hand Player $13.95. Only at Drummond Golf.
Are you ready? Mawson Lakes Mazda's 2024 plate clearance sale is on now. Discover these drive-away deals across the entire range, including free 12 months rego, free stamp duty, as well as $500 off a range of accessory options. Hurry in to find your perfect model and colour. The sooner you get to the showroom, the better your chance of scoring your dream car. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city. Salisbury Highway. T's and C's apply.
Cheers to your new local Liquorland, with 9 new stores now open in Adelaide. Get rewarded for spending more with our new Buy More, Save More offer. Spend $300 in store and scan your flybys to unlock $30 off your next in-store shop. Visit your new local Liquorland store today. Cheers, Liquorland. Offer only available to persons 18 plus. Offer valid until 31st of January 2025. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
It's been a long time. There's only a couple of guys who have been able to fortunate enough to hold the trophy in the squad. So we're definitely hungry to go out there and make sure that we bring it home, that's for sure.
At 10 to 6, Nathan Lyon there ahead of tomorrow's first test in Perth. The Aussies looking to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy for the first time since 2014-15, Timmy.
Yes, absolutely. But the Adelaide test that begins on December 6th, well, I tell you what, start the day early because it's the day-nighter here in Adelaide. We know that. What you can do is fit a little brunch in Now, the Jodie Lee Foundation, brilliant people. Nick Lee heads that up, and of course that's to make
Great
sure
charity.
exactly that you're avoiding bowel cancer, and it's one of the cancers that if you get too early, you can absolutely survive it. So the great mob, and they've got a little brunch with two blokes that you may have heard.
Oh, it'll be a big brunch.
You may have heard of. It'll be a massive brunch. Lord Ian Botham.
Wow.
And this man here, Australia's most loved fast bowler, I reckon. One of the greatest characters that Australia's ever produced. Merv Hughes. G'day, mate.
G'day, gentlemen. How are you? All right?
Look, we're very well, but the headlining on the Jodie Lee Foundation website was all about Merv Hughes rescuing Lord Ian Botham from a croc-infested waters.
Oh, well, you do what you got to do, don't you?
Well,
it didn't say in that story that I pushed him in either, did it?
Oh, thank God you did.
Well, we were going to question it. We were thinking about that. I was thinking to myself, gee, your relationship with Lord Ian must be better than Chappelli's.
I think it's a lot better. I'm still a chance to have a Christmas lunch with Mr. Botham, but I don't think Ian Chappell would.
No.
Hey, just on that, before we move on to the test, Merv, what was it really crocodile infested? How did he fall in? Give us a bit more meat to that bone.
Well, we were in the Northern Territory, so every river, so we're up a river, the Moyle River, which is down towards the West Australian border.
Yeah.
Right. There are crocs in there, and it's not the crocs you see that are dangerous up there, it's the crocs you don't see.
Correct.
And I must admit, we were just in the mouth of the Moyle, and we hadn't seen too many crocs, but I got up early one morning just to soak in the air and sort of maybe have a leak over the side of the boat, and there was a 4-metre croc off the side of the boat. But during the day, when the sun gets up, you just don't see them. So, mate, there's bull sharks everywhere, so when you catch the barramundi there, the bull sharks attack the barramundi, so you know they're there. And the whisper is up there that they sit under the motherships, and they get a feed when you're filleting the fish. So what Beefy did was getting off the fishing tender and jumping back onto the mother boat and got hooked up in the rope and dropped in the water.
Did you see the whites of his eyes?
No, I was watching the back end. He
might have had an accident. Let's move on, Merv. Hey, the first test, what do you think? We got to get into you, don't we? We just got to get him in Perth.
Yeah, well, in the promo that you just did, 2014 since Australia's held the Gavaskar Trophy, so it's been a while there. The trophy cabinet's pretty full, and that's the only trophy we don't have. So you hear Nathan Lyon, you hear Pat Cummins talk about it, you hear the Hazelwood talk about it. They're pretty keen to get this one in the shed, aren't they? So I think they're going to be up and about. They're well rested. They're training really well at the moment. They've got a new look opener, so McSweeney at the top of the order. It's going to be an interesting one for me, but they're both pretty good sides. And when you have a look at that Indian side, everyone sort of worries about the young blokes. I just think in Australia, it's going to be Jasprit Bumrah, it's going to be Virat Kohli, it's going to be Ashwin, and it's going to be Jadeja. If we can work on those four, we can keep the others sort of settled. But if they get away from us, it's going to be pretty hard to combat them.
Merv, how much do we get concerned about their 3-zip drubbing by New Zealand on home soil? Is that like a spur that goes into their heel and makes them fire up, or is it a great time to get them while they're down?
A combination of both, isn't it, really? I mean, no one would have ever dreamt that New Zealand would knock India off over there, and they did. But the thing about it, the New Zealanders put a lot of thought into it, and they had Harith, the Sri Lankan bloke, involved over there with the spinners. And just the spinners slowed it right down and bowled a little bit more sidearm and things like that. So they're pretty well coached over there, Sri Lanka and New Zealand. So they had nothing to lose. India come over here, yes, to get beaten. It's always a kick in the backside. So make no mistake about it. They'll be up and about, and they'll be wanting to do really well in this first test over in Perth.
So we know McSweeney's in, Warner's out. We know that Marsh is in because Green's out. Would you make any other changes? There's been talk about Labuschagne not making it? They'll play him this first test, won't they?
Oh, you would think so. Labuschagne at 3, Smith at 4. So Smith just goes from opener back to 4.
Yeah.
You got Travis Head at 5, who's been in really good form.
Yeah.
Mitch Marsh at 6, and then you've got the bowlers. So you've got Alex Carey and the bowlers. So the guys have been. I think the side's really settled. There was only one spot up for grabs, and that was that opening. So it was interesting leading in that Bancroft was the front runner because he got so many runs. But it's amazing when a little bit of pressure goes on for the guys to get a spot in the side. And none of the openers have been really putting their hands up. They've overlooked Bancroft for a couple of years now. Marcus Harris has been going okay with the bat. The bloke that I like, to be honest, is Henry Hunt. I thought he was a chance, and no one was actually talking about him. But McSweeney's done a really good job. He's got in off the back of runs against India A, and also early in the Shield season. So all the best to him. Hope he goes really well.
I made a call the other day that Virat Kohli is cooked. Put a fork at him. Are you with me, Merv?
No, not at all. He's going to be the danger player. If we can get on top of Kohli, we will go very well. But Virat Kohli, you know, he saves the best for the Aussies. He's going to be an aggravation. He's going to get in there. He's going to try and unsettle blokes. He's going to be an absolute pain in the backside, and that's what you love. It was like Davey Warner when he was at his peak for Australia. The opposition team worried about him, and they didn't like him too much, and that's the same with Kohli. Is that when I look at opposition sides, whether it's football or cricket, and the bloke that I most hate in the opposition team is the bloke that I'd most like to have in my team, and Virat Kohli's that man.
Okay, spot on. Now, if you want tickets for this event, Jody Lee Foundation website, you can get there. It's going to be at the Banquet Room, Adelaide Festival Centre. It's on Friday, 6th of December, just before the test, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Should be an absolute cracker with Lord Ian Botham and Merv Hughes. Now, Merv, I know you like your Australian rules footy, and we were interviewing an old mate of yours because he was big in the draft, Jeff Parker, the National Recruiting Manager for Port Adelaide. And I asked him this question. Just have a listen. I remember interviewing Merv Hughes and said, Merv, is it my imagination, but I remember you coming to a game at Alberton and jumping the fence and having a few kicks at half time in his playing career. And he said, yeah, we were going to watch Jeff Parker play. Do you remember that?
I do remember that because I was getting sleeves over the fence from the big fast bowler.
Yeah, not a true word spoken. We got there, we knew Parksy was playing. We got there and just gave it to him. So it was all good. But Jeff Parker, he's a fantastic bloke. So I played, obviously, in the Victorian side with him when he was a young bloke. He was only 17, 18. And as good a footballer he was a very promising cricketer.
Well, mate, have a good one. It's aptly in the Banquet Room. Both of you are very good on the teeth and the tooth.
Don't worry about that.
Lord Ian Botham, I hope it's a ripper, Merv. As always, thanks for your time.
No worries, guys. Have a good one and cross the fingers. Hope the Aussies go really well.
Come on.
Yep. That's spot on. Thanks, Merv. Really appreciate your time. That's Merv Hughes, cricket legend for Australia, and even better bloke.
Oh, get to that dinner. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, it will be, definitely. It's time for the 6 o'clock news. We're going to talk Adelaide Giants next.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
The national accounts data yesterday showed that when it comes to gross household income in this country, per capita, South Australia is dead last. Yet at the same time, the highest power bills. And everyone talks about, you've got the Gather Round, we've got the Live Golf, there's all these wonderful things. Feels like a lot of good things are happening, and they are terrific things.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
But you talk about how fast everyone's growing, we're second last.
Yeah. Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Down to 22 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, 36.
With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Enjoy 10-year warranty and capped price servicing at Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth and the new Agostino Mitsubishi Mawson Lakes.
Parents are being urged to have a conversation with their children about drink safety after the death of a 19-year-old Australian in Southeast Asia. Bianca Jones has died in a Thai hospital from suspected methanol poisoning after consuming a contaminated drink in Laos. Her friend Holly Bowles remains on life support. Foreign Minister Penny Wong says methanol poisoning and drink spiking are far too common in certain parts of the world.
I would say to parents, to young people, please have a conversation about risks. Please inform yourselves. Please let's work together to ensure this tragedy doesn't happen again.
The Albanese government and opposition have clashed over proposed changes to the Future Fund. More from Michael Packey.
The Future Fund was established by the Howard government in 2006 to pay for the superannuation benefits of Commonwealth public servants. It's now worth $230 billion, and Labor believes it's time for the fund to have an investment mandate, which considers housing, clean energy and infrastructure projects. Opposition leader Peter Dutton used question time to hammer the government on the issue, arguing there should be no interference.
Labor is now raiding the nation's nest egg to cover its economic failures.
Treasurer Jim Chalmers maintains the changes make sense.
This will mean more investment where we need it most, but without compromising the returns.
The Future Fund board has welcomed the government's move.
Police are frustrated that drivers continue to make poor decisions following a recent road safety blitz. Operation Velo was held across 4 days last weekend, coinciding with the Adelaide 500, and more than 200 road users were caught doing the wrong thing. 2 arrests were made, there were 56 immediate loss of licence notices handed out, and 43 vehicles were impounded. Almost 100 South Australian preschool teachers will be made permanent next year, ahead of the rollout of preschool for 3-year-olds from 2026. The government is also looking at doubling the tenure of senior teachers to 10 years to tackle a shortage. Education Minister Blair Boyer says it makes sense.
We can make sure that we retain the existing workforce, give them that security of their position that they need so they stay, and then it helps us build on filling the vacancies that might exist elsewhere.
1,800 contractors have been converted to permanent employment over the past 3 years. Pamela Hayden, who voiced several characters on The Simpsons, has retired after 35 years on the show. One of the voices she contributed was Milhouse.
This is where I come to cry. Way to drink, Poindexter!
Her final episode will air this weekend in the US. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Mannix is your one-stop air and solar shop at Adelaide's best prices. Nobody beats Mannix.
The remainder of the AFL draft will be held at Marvel Stadium tonight. Last night Sam Lawler was selected by Richmond at pick 1. In the AFLW, Port trained this afternoon ahead of their prelim final this weekend. They take on North Melbourne on Saturday afternoon. The Crows are preparing to take on Brisbane in the other prelim on Saturday night. Adelaide lost to the Lions by 2 points in round 5, and defender Zoe Prowse says they've learnt plenty from that match.
We just want to start the game well. Obviously, in round 5 it was a bit disappointing, and we didn't start the game the way we wanted to, so I think that's one of our main focuses, is just to start the game well and set the standard early on.
Test cricket captain Pat Cummins couldn't be any more motivated to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Cummins says it's the only trophy he hasn't won with Australia, so he desperately wants to beat India.
It's kind of one of the last things to tick off, I think, for a lot of us. Yeah, almost every challenge that we've had thrown at us over the last few years, we've stepped up and done well. I think to do that for another year, another home summer, would kind of cement this rather than just being a 2 or 3 season thing. It's suddenly into a half generation thing.
The first test begins in Perth tomorrow. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Control Air, Australia's commercial refrigeration and air conditioning experts. Visit controlairaustralia.com.au.
At Cravers West, a breakdown causing quite big delays at the moment. She's near the tunnels on the freeway down track. Regency Park, a crash South Road near Green Junction Road. And we've got residual delays clearing at Darlington from nearly a crash on the Southern Expressway as you're going up the hill. Got a camera to look out for, Target Hill Road at Salisbury Heights. The Guzmani Gomez Curly Burrito with its Chipotle seasoned fries, choice of filling, fresh pico de gallo, guac, sour cream and more. It's legendary, only at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic. on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Dropping to 22 overnight, partly cloudy tomorrow 36, Saturday showers 29, Sunday a shower or two 25. Right now it's 34 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Brackless. Tonight, police are hunting the bike-riding bandit suspected in 2 knife-point robberies in Adelaide's west. Australian tourist Bianca Jones has died after methanol poisoning in Laos. And SA midfielder Sid Draper has proudly pulled on the Crows Guernsey. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you are thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these 2 Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $598. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16GB of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Hello, my name's Thelma and I'm here with Deb from St Louis Home Care.
Hi Thelma.
Deb and the staff from St Louis Home Care always welcome me with a lovely warm smile, and more than that.
Yes Thelma, our friendly team provides services like cleaning, shopping and personal care. It's all about supporting you to live longer at home.
Oh, it's lovely. Where I want to be. At St Louis, you really are part of our family.
Join Thelma and Deb. Google St Louis Home Care today.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Spring means fresh, vibrant flavours, and if you're partial to a white wine or two, try our selection of SA-made Pinot Grigio and Pinot Gris. Let the sun shine in and enjoy a margarita with quality tequila, or lighten up with an Aperol or Campari spritz. There are new beers to try too, with craft IPAs, Pilsners and Kolsch-style brews. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
When you book a hearing test with Can Do Hearing, you'll be seen by an accredited audiologist. Can Do Hearing is South Australian, and we're not owned by a hearing aid manufacturer. This means we only recommend what's going to work for you, and your options are almost endless. Plus the extra bonus, our profits go to Can Do for Kids, supporting local kids living with hearing and vision loss. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing today. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
5AA's Variety Radiothon is on Friday the 29th of November, and we're giving you the chance to bid on a Mediterranean cruise thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, valued at over $10,000, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. Dreaming of your next holiday? Then this 11-night cruise for 2, visiting Spain, Italy, France and Croatia could be exactly what you need. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, Variety SA and 5AA. Always Adelaide.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
9 minutes after 6, the World Game with Steph and more coming up at 6:30.
Good afternoon, passengers. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready.
That is your boarding call, thanks to Silver Sea Luxury Cruising and Phil Hoffman Travel. Creating moments you'll never forget. Go to pht.com.au. Call in now.
I tell you what, Rowey, I've been excited because 5AA are now partners with the Adelaide Giants.
Yes,
the back-to-back champions Adelaide Giants. We're partners with them. And in partnership with the former MLB player and South Australian Shane Bennett, the Giants have provided a free full-season membership to every junior baseballer in SA age 15 and under. How good's that?
That's brilliant.
That's 1,250 kids that can go to the baseball free, get a backpack, drink bottle and a sticker. How good's that? And they're
That's better than Oz kick.
That is outstanding. So well done to them on that, and our partnership we're very excited about. We've got one of their superstars on the line right now. Nick Ward, welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Well, you're back. You must love this joint, mate, after 2 in a row.
Yeah, this is I'm from quite a bit of ways from here, but this is kind of like my second home. I like to think of it. So yeah, this place is pretty awesome.
Well, you've certainly played a massive part in us being back-to-back Shield winners. Now, we lost our first one, and we're going to forget about that. We lost to Sydney 3-1, but I know we probably had a few out in that game. But we're home this week. We get to go down to West Beach, the Dicolour Australia Stadium, and we play Canberra, and we get to reveal the Shield, I would imagine.
I'm not terribly sure of the plans, but I would imagine there's something in store. Yeah, the first weekend was what it was. Missing a few guys with Team Australia playing in the Premier 12 in Japan and Taiwan. That wasn't the main reason we threw up a stinker, but it is what it is. It's only week 1. We got 9 more weeks and hopefully 2 more weeks after that to right the ship and hopefully make it a three-peat.
We've got a banner, that's the championship banner. We'll unveil that, which is great. Saturday's Multicultural Night and Sunday's Bring Your Dog Day at the park. How good's that, Nick?
Yeah, the dog day sounds pretty great. But so do the other two. Should be hopefully the weather cooperates. It should be a warm weekend as well. Hopefully we get plenty of fans out there so we can celebrate and reveal the Shield and all the banners with everybody else.
30 on Saturday. Did you just sign with the Atlanta Braves?
So I signed with them for this past 2024 season for, I guess, the Australian winter and American summer. So I'll be a free agent again, but yeah, so this is obviously very looking forward to being back here and enjoying this chase for a three-peat.
And how's your off-season been, Nick? How are you seeing them? You were our champion batting award winner last year. You're hitting them out the middle. You're pointing where you're going to put it and just put them out the park?
I wish it was that easy. It's not quite that easy hitting a round ball with a round bat. They say you have to hit it squarely, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But yeah, hitting's hard. But this off season's been pretty good. I've been nursing a couple injuries here and there, but who isn't at this time of year? So yeah, we're getting there.
Nick, we normally have a great relationship with Philadelphia, and a few of the guys come down and play the off-season here. What do our new pickups look like?
They look really, really good, and there's an interesting mix too. So the guy who played shortstop this weekend, Trent Farquhar, he's a really, really good player. There's a couple pitchers that look really strong, and a couple catchers that look also really strong too. So I'm excited about the group of Phillies guys that are here, and more importantly, they all seem to be really good people. So that's obviously more important to us than what we can ever do on the field. But they look pretty good. I'm encouraged from what I've seen so far.
What about our fearless leader? How's his pre-season been, Jordan McArdle? I like to check on him all the time.
Well, the thing with J-Mac, you know exactly what you're going to get. He's the model of consistency, and he's also a great human being to boot. So. He's been playing for the Sturt Saints a bit before our season has started, so he's had a little bit more at bats than some of us. But he's a great dude. He's a great human being, and he's a great baseball player to go along with it.
Tell us about Happy Hulk.
Happy Hulk.
Nico Halsey is there.
Oh yeah, that might not have been a nickname I was privy to.
Well, apparently he's going all right.
Yeah, Nico's a great baseball player. He's got a lot of power in that bat. Him and I are from around the same area in Pennsylvania in America, so we've known of each other for a little while. And he, like I said about Jordan and the Phillies guys, he's a great human being as well. So he's going to be an awesome addition to our team and hopefully play a huge part in keeping that Shield where it belongs.
Hey, where is Kennett Square? That's where you're from.
That's right. So it's about 45 minutes southwest of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, okay. And did you follow the US election closely? Are you happy with the result, Nick?
Well, I was following it. I would like to think I'm encouraged by the result. Yeah.
Well done. Declared your hand.
But we'll see what these next 4 years hold. What happens?
Good answer.
Well,
You're in
Nick,
Adelaide
your
now.
job at hand is to get that three-peat happening. Thank you very
Well
much
done,
for
Nick.
coming back down to the Adelaide Giants. We really appreciate it, mate, and let's get a great start to our campaign against Canberra.
Exactly right. That's the job at hand, and hopefully over the next 9-11 weeks or so, we can finish the job.
We look forward to it. 5AA are your partner in crime,
Well done,
so don't
Nick.
worry about that. We'll ride it with you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Nick
He's a
Ward,
star.
Adelaide Giants shortstop, just an absolute... Oh, he's been a ripper, mate.
I reckon he was runner-up in the MVP both years here.
Yeah.
Just mention that partnership again with Shane Bennett. This is brilliant.
You know Shane Bennett?
Oh,
It's
I know.
Peter Bennett's
Loveliest
brother.
bloke.
Yeah, absolute
loveliest bloke.
champion. So, look, they've done this partnership where every junior baseballer in SA, aged 15 and under, will get a full season membership. So they can go and watch the baseball for free, basically.
That is
means
superb.
1,250 kids get down there this summer. You'll get a backpack, a drink bottle, giant sticker for their helmet and more. So it'll be an outstanding initiative, that one. Excellent. Thank you very much to everybody involved.
We'll just encourage you to get down and take the kids and the family. We have a couple of tickets to give away right now.
hello.
So tickets for you and three mates, 82230055. Of course, we heard the Giants are taking on the Canberra Cavalry from Friday through to Sunday.
Well done.
Down there. And you can get your
Seafood.
tickets at adelaidegiants.com.au. Just quickly, can you walk us through what the days that they're doing again? So they've got the dog day.
So it starts
on the-
Friday night, and
Yes.
that's when they'll reveal the banner and the shield and all that, and wear the champs.
Exciting.
Saturday 23rd is multicultural night, so that first pitch will be at 4 p.m. and then game 2 at 7 p.m. So they'll have a fair bit going on there. And then on Sunday is bring your dog to the park. I like it. First pitch is at 12 p.m. and have a great time there.
How good.
And Costa's asked a question on the Unique Home Style Food
Yes.
text line. Timmy, because you are
Yes,
our
that's me.
resident Adelaide
Yes.
United expert, why are the Reds playing Brisbane Roar in Sydney?
Yeah, so Costa, what's happening, and you'll hear more about it in the World Game with Stefan Mork after 6:30. So what's happening, Costa? It's called Unite Round, and it's a bit like Gather Round in Australian rules footy, where all the teams and clubs go to the one area and play all the games. So I think it's 6 men's and 6 women's team heading up there, and we're a part of that, Costa. And then I think we're back Friday night, the 29th, here to play a home game.
Go you Reds.
All right, 18 after 6. More calls next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Looking to transform your home's outdoor space? Create your dream backyard with Australian Outdoor Living's exclusive pergola and custom outdoor blinds package. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on Friday the 29th of November, giving you the chance to bid on a fully installed custom pergola and outdoor blinds package valued at $30,000, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to Australian Outdoor Living, Variety SA and 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Beaumont's Black Friday deals are unbeatable. Hybrid flooring cleared up to 25% off. Beaumont bargains from $19.95. Clearance tiles online up to 70% off. Beaumont's in-store and online. Unbeatable. T's and C's apply.
Happy birthday to you. 1, 2, 3.
There's a good reason so many people celebrate their birthday at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. A whole menu of authentic Dutch food for brekkie, brunch or lunch. Think of classics like croquettes, mini Dutch pancakes and Dutch pea soup, along with chip cones and Biscoff milkshakes. However old you're turning, celebrate at the Dutch Pantry Cafe. OG Road, Clemzig, open 7 days. Look for the big windmill.
20 past 6. Foodland stores, look, they're local, independently owned supermarkets. They've got over 90 stores across SA. They are indeed the mighty South Aussies. Very proud of Foodland here. Passionate about providing great food and all your favourite brands, along with some of the best supermarket experiences in the world.
I'll tell you what, they're great supporters of everything South Australian they are. I love just floating through the shops and just wandering, and then the missus says, hurry up, we've got to get this full and get on it. But I'm telling you, that Foodland are passionate about providing their customers with fresh local produce full of, groceries and personalised service, competitive prices, because great value lives at Foodland. Now, don't forget, check your letterbox every week. I did it yesterday, pulled it out of there, got it out onto the table. We love looking at the catalogues for all the hundreds of great specials. But the missus sometimes, she likes to get it straight into her iPad inbox. She just has a look and there it is there. But I'm a touch feel man.
I'm an old school.
Yeah.
I like the
Pull it
printing.
open. Yeah, me and the kids get it. The grandkids, we do it well.
And you circle.
Correct.
Yeah. When fresh really counts, and it does, great food lives at Foodland. They are the mighty South Aussies.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Now's the time to get into your new Mazda, with plate clearance bonuses available across selected 2024 models. Whether it's the expansive CX-90, stylish CX-30, versatile CX-5 or sporty Mazda 3, there's a perfect Mazda waiting for you. Enjoy connected technology and cutting-edge style, all designed for the joy of driving. Visit your local Mazda dealer and drive away today. Terms and conditions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
Bye, darling. I love you.
Goodbye, mate.
Bye, Dad.
At Centennial Park, we understand the life-changing experience of saying goodbye to a loved one. Whether their preference was burial or cremation, our memorial options are designed to help you reflect on, reconnect with, and remember your loved one. And most importantly, ensure your goodbyes aren't final. Find out about our memorial options at centennialpark.org.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
22 after 6. Stefan Mort coming up with the World Game from 6:30, talking all things soccer. We have the Socceroos to discuss, and the Reds, of course, return with the Unite round this weekend. And congrats to Peter at Underdale. You're on the standby list. Well done. All thanks to Silver Sea Luxury Cruising and Phil Hoffman Travel, creating moments you'll never forget. pht.com.au.
Instant impacts, they've got a lot of them.
Yes.
Greg Chappell, 100 on debut and 100 in his last innings.
Now that's a nice bookend, isn't it? Yeah, well played.
Rowey, you called him Zach at the end. I did that purposely. He wants to be like Zach, so I called him Zach.
All right, you keep believing that, son.
Hello, Neil. Hello, Neil at Blakeview. Instant impacts. Who?
Hello, Stephen. Hello, Timmy. First of all, I'd like to wish Sam a good call for the weekend, but my instant impact is I know that footy's a hard game played by tough men, but when these two guys came to my club, it was so good, and that's the Gowans boys.
Yes.
Neil, it was a massive turnaround, wasn't it? And funnily enough, talking to the boys, Neil, they lost 5 grand finals prior to coming to you. And then they go on this incredible run to win, 9 out of 12. It was just staggering.
Well, they brought a new toughness to the club, and I think everybody respected that and lifted their own games accordingly, so they were, sensational for us.
Yeah, and that's why the ends are named after them.
Yeah.
One after Chris and one after James. I love it.
2 of the nicest blokes you'd ever wish to meet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't want to get caught at the cricket with them or on the hill during footy.
I'll tell you what happened to me one day.
Because you end up,
you remember when Black Caviar came to Adelaide to race at...
Goody Handicap. I was there.
That's
because we were in the, what's his name, the Protector for the Crows.
Griffin.
The Protector, the Crows' #1 ticket holder.
Robert Gerard.
Rob Gerard. We were at Rob Gerard's thing, and I remember it vividly because Jody fell down the stairs when we left.
Well, what happened that
Scunned
day?
the knees.
Unlike your good self, I was in GA.
Oh, Timmy! I was in the Ducks Gizzard swinging off chandeliers.
Well, I actually,
God.
I did the Saturday morning sports show for 5AA, and I was sitting there doing the show, and then got off here, and I thought, I'm hanging around. I've got to see this Black Caviar.
It was fantastic.
Got right behind her as she came out the mounting yard to go towards the track, and could not believe the size of her. She was massive anyway. So as I was cutting through, there was this room on the left, bar, and I made the fatal mistake of just sort of turning my head left.
Oh, no, don't turn left.
And it was James Gowans, I think, and I think it was Chris Buck's show. Well, it got me in the headlock, and next
was
minute
on.
I'm into the buck show.
As you would.
Could not get out.
Yeah.
Could not get out.
That was instant impact. Black Caviar was instant impact.
Oh, mate, it was a great day. It was a fantastic day, and I think, I found some friends anyway, so it was good. G'day, Max. How are you?
Yeah, g'day. Try and beat this for instant sporting impact. Bob Massey, 16 wickets on Test debut.
That's pretty good.
He
pretty good.
Swung the ball like Jack the Ripper swung a machete.
Never heard that one, Max.
Wow.
Wayne Phillips, right? You know when he got 159 on Test debut, right?
Oh, yes, we do. We've heard it 100 times, Max.
He brought out a book very quickly, and it's 159 ways to get your career off to a flyer. They were easy to find. You find them in all recycling bins near you. So,
couple of rippers there.
Max just rolled it off. Bang. That was outstanding,
Get
Max.
them prepared.
He was a bit like Rodney Dangerfield. That's how he used to do his gags. Just kaboom, kaboom. No respect.
Unbelievable. Hey, 26 after 6, we are done for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Back tomorrow at 4, and we'll find out who else has gone to their respective footy clubs with the draft happening in a moment's time. The World Game with Stephen Walk next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. David Penberthy and Will Goodies, 5AA Breakfast.
This woman got a quarterly power bill. It was $1,000.